are live for the first time in like a month because I've been moving. Welcome to Roll for Severity. This is session 40. Hot diggity. It's time for our Roll for Severity app. It's midlife crisis.
Oh, is it?
We're in the 40s. We're on session 40 of Roll for Severity's OG campaign, our homebrew D&D adventure. I would play usually every second Sunday at 5 p.m. PST. Now that I'm done moving into my new house, that should be going back into the flow. But we stream right here at 5 p.m. PST at twitch.tv/rollforseverity. We do swap week by week between the OG campaign run by myself and the MW campaign run by Miss Wolfinger. If you're looking to watch or rewatch or catch up on past episodes, subscribers have access to episodes immediately after they air over on our channel's VODs. Those are on subscribers. All episodes are uploaded to YouTube 1 week after the initial air. Usually, I just realized, like, today that I did not upload session 39 a month ago.
You were moving. It's fine.
I was moving. I basically finished off the last campaign, or last session, and then dismantled everything. But I'm almost Skeagle, the DM for this campaign. I am joined by 3 out of my 4 fantastic players, Not Nathan, Jamie, and Jeanette. Mel will be joining us once she gets back from work. Before we get underway, a couple quick things to go over. 1, each month we donate a portion of all income generated by Roll for Severity to charity. This includes that from direct donations, bits, subscriptions, and sales from our store. The charity for this month and starting into next month as well is the Chew Project, the Community Health Empowerment and Wellness Project. They provide provisions, resources, and education for LGBTQ youth and young adults facing barriers such as mental health, poverty, homelessness, substance abuse, sexual health, and queer-related barriers. They also offer no-cost counseling and crisis intervention, peer support, STI testing, and a drop-in office for basic needs support and more. You can find them on the website chewprojectyeg.org or on Twitter at chewprojectyeg. Speaking of the store is up on tpublic.com/user/roll-for-severity, or there is a link somewhere down below the stream, and we do know that it actually works and takes you to the right site. Because one of my players decided to check to see is this actually the thing? But no, without further ado, the fuck happened last time?
We killed the dragon.
You did.
I don't remember its name.
Gaunt.
Doesn't matter. It's dead now. It's becoming. It's becoming my coat, and probably my pants, and I'm adorning my arm with a decoration symbolizing the death of said dragon. That Sil agreed.
You could make a tattoo.
That Sil agreed to do, which I haven't designed yet, but because life happened. But I get one. Sil agreed to give me a tattoo-like thing on my arm. So I just have to design it, and Sil will do it. So, haha. We killed the dragon. We went to town. Most of the team just did their own thing. We very much split up. Kay literally spent the entire evening going from place to place to place to make sure that the meat was dealt with, the skull was being dealt with, the scales everything was being dealt with by the appropriate people for the appropriate things. I'm pretty sure the session ended with Kay still out shopping with the intention to go to bed at some point.
Yep. Anything else happened from last session?
I almost died.
But you didn't.
But I didn't.
Who went down in that fight?
I went down.
Oh, yeah, you went down, had 2 failed death saves?
I had 2 failed death saves.
We almost lost to Theo.
You know, like usual.
Kay didn't go down at all.
Yeah, Kay barely took damage. Kay was hiding in the trees.
Doing the most damage.
I was only here for the dragon portion, so I missed the town portion.
Yeah.
I now know that we're in the town. So that's cool.
The party arrived safely in Galenath. Bit worse for wear, but safe.
In a bathtub.
Yes, you did. Still was sleeping in the bathtub.
Still pretty much had an existential crisis at the end of the combat.
Well, it was almost the end. It was before it was over when I started running away.
Yes, that was your existential crisis. Do I want to live or do I care about my friends? The answer is you want to live, even though you joined the party with a low sense of self-preservation. So,
Yes,
good
but if the
job.
party with a low sense of self-preservation dies, then I need to live to go find the next party with a low sense of self-preservation.
Ah, well, let's
So
see how that
what
works
was
out
it?
for you.
Yeah, see, the obligation is that the party has to have a low sense of self-preservation. That doesn't mean that Sylvania has to partake in that low sense of self-preservation.
That's fair.
Alrighty. That is the wrong page. There we go. Page of notes. So as the party had arrived in town and had split off their separate ways, the party had, under kind of the guiding hand of Sylvania, went to the Queen's Lodge, which was the fanciest of the inns in town, and you crashed there. And Kay, you had gone running about throughout the city, doing various errands. You did end up hitting a point where it was like shops were closing up, and you had headed back and had passed out as well. And the night falls and goes by fairly peacefully, and morning dawns as the sun beams through the windows, and you awake refreshed and rested after having spent the night at the Queen's Lodge. Memories of the previous night and the fight with Gaunt, or the previous day and the fight with Gaunt, flashes a bit through your minds. Sylvania, after your near-death experience, you can't help but be a little bit paranoid about the state of your armor. After all, you had taken some pretty heavy hits during that fight as well. Upon close inspection, you do find spots where acid must have gotten caught and pooled that you hadn't noted in the previous day, where you, like in the frantic attempt of getting everything set up. But you found that it has thinned out metal in parts of your armor in several places.
So everyone just hears a sudden scream coming from my room. Like a blood-curdling, like top of lungs scream.
Well, I guess it's time to get up. Kay rolls out of bed. It's like, I'm going to go take... This is a fancy hotel, yes?
Very much so.
I'm going to go take a shower.
Okay.
I'm just sitting on the bed going, should I check on her?
Are you
I
saying
should-
this out loud?
I'm saying this out loud.
No. She probably damaged something, or something got damaged. It's fine.
It's going to,
This- It's Theo.
everything got damaged.
Exactly.
Poor dogs in pieces.
Yes, but let's remember that she ran away, so she can have her moment of panic. We can come see her in the afternoon and see if she's recovered. And Kay is going to casually go shower.
Okay.
This is the amount of sass that Kay has for Syl. It's
I'm
like,
gonna go check on Syl.
Okay. So Theo
I'm
is
just gonna go up, knock on the door, because I'm pretty sure she's sharing with Annah.
No, I
Syl?
don't.
Kay, Anna, and Theo were on one room, and Sylvania had gotten explicitly their own room.
Okay, so I'm just gonna knock. Just knock, if you can hear me knock. Syl?
The
I
door
heard a
just
scream!
open, and I'm like ready to go. I'm like, I'm going to the blacksmith.
Okay. Just checking. How are you this morning? You had a
Not
bit of a...
yet. I need to go to the blacksmith.
Okay.
desperate need of
I
repairs.
guess we will see you later. And I'm just gonna go downstairs.
Alrighty.
Cool. So, just to double check because I have a large list of items in my inventory, and
Uh-huh.
I only remember dealing with some of them.
Correct.
I've dealt with the skull because that was getting taxidermied, or whatever, like the face and whatever is going to get taxidermied, and like so dealt with that. I took
You had been intending to, but you had not gotten to the taxidermy yet.
Okay, I'm going to the taxidermy. Like, Kay's going to shower and head straight to the taxidermist because it's either I did that and the shop or the shops were closing, but I'm like, I need to do that fast, otherwise the head's gonna rot, and that's not a thing that Kay's okay with having have happen. So Kay's gonna shower and then immediately like yeet down to storage to grab the cart borrow a cart from the hotel staff or whatever, put the head on it, and yeet himself to the taxidermist because the headpiece for our bar.
Yeah. And Thea, what were you doing?
I'm gonna sit and kind of, well, we need to take stock, right? We've reached our destination, but everyone's kind of running around doing their own thing right now. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna hang out in the. I'm guessing there's a restaurant area to the hotel or a tavern.
Yes, it's a very fancy restaurant or very fancy hotel, and so like they have like a meal included with your rooms.
I'm gonna sit and drink tea. Although I am, if I could, once there's a time for me, I wouldn't mind chatting up, like the waitress.
Okay.
And because I have some questions about this fucking forest we kind of just walked through.
Okay.
So, but I will, I'm going to essentially wait for because I know everyone is probably a little bit more rattled. Even though I'm the one that went down, I'm for some reason just not as rattled. It's just, yes, no, I almost died again. Must be Tuesday, and I'm just gonna wait for everyone to finish before I go out and before we go and take stock.
Okay.
Although, if there is time, I wouldn't mind looking for a brass brazier.
Okay. So Sylvania.
Yes.
Running around, like, are you aimlessly looking for a blacksmith, or are you asking where a blacksmith would be?
I think I'm panicking too much to ask anyone, so I'm just like, need to go, and I'm just kind of like going towards what I think would be like town center.
Okay, roll me a survival check. Actually, roll me a wisdom check first, and then roll me a survival check. Your wisdom check will determine whether you get it with regular or with disadvantage.
Oh, oops! I rolled it in the wrong place. Oops. Rolled it on D&D Beyond instead of on Roll20.
That doesn't help.
It's very cool when you roll it on D&D Beyond.
That's fair.
Okay, I was rolling wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom.
Did I roll? No? Do I roll again? Wisdom? Oh, there we go. Now it rolled. 7!
Disadvantage on your survival check because you were panicking too much. You were not able to get yourself like clear-headed enough to be like, okay, I need to think and concentrate.
Okay, survival?
Yeah, so roll me a survival check at disadvantage.
Not good at those either. 11.
11. So you're going around for quite a while, and you're not finding a blacksmith. Like, you're looking for some of the things that you normally spot when it comes to a blacksmith, like an open front with an anvil and hammer out there, or the billowing smoke of a forge, but you're not finding anything. And it's driving me a little bit more bonkers because like there's gotta be a blacksmith here. Like, what the hell? What is Sylvania gonna do?
Okay. Is there like a guard around?
Yep, there are a few guards around.
I run up to the nearest guard just like in full panic, and it's like, it is an emergency! I need to know where the nearest
what's going
blacksmith
on?
is.
Blacksmith is emergency.
Yes!
Well, I suppose there's backdrafts just down the way. And he kind of points down the one road, and you see a little bit of a domed roof.
I'm gone. He points, and I'm just like 50 paces away already.
I was just like, I didn't even. And he turns and goes back to his patrol. But yeah, you come up, and this building has a fair bit of space between it and building either side. On the front, there's a large metal door that is closed, and the one thing you are noticing that's a little bit odd is usually with the blacksmith, you can see that a little bit of a smoke building up from the forge, but you're not seeing anything coming out of this building.
Well, I was told this is a blacksmith. Knock, 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 knock.
Oops. Knocked something off my desk. Also forgot to grab my dice. You hear no response. You can hear the clanging inside, but you do not hear, like, you get no, like, verbal response.
After wearing myself out a bit from knocking, like, did I try to open the door? No. I'm gonna try to open the door.
So you grab this door, and it's a bit of a heavy door, but you manage to get it starting to open, and as you open it, you're just hit with this wave of heat, and this plume of black smoke billows out through the opening of the building. And
Yep, this is a blacksmith.
And like moments after you start opening the door, you just hear, "Oi, close the blooming door! You're letting the heat out." And you can hear this voice calling to you from the back of the smithy.
Oh yeah, close the door.
With you inside or with you outside?
With me inside.
Okay. Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
There's a whole bunch of crates all over the place. There's not much for light for most, but you can see in the back like the bright glow of like fire. But the smithy is excessively warm. It's like a sauna, but a lot more smoky.
This is efficient. Why have I not thought of this? So there's no like wares out and hanging about or anything?
There's various things hanging on the wall. A lot of them seem to be in a bit of a state of disrepair. You can see like a large crate that just has like random bits of like weapons and armor shoved into it. It's kind of like jetting out every which way. But you're not seeing anything that's like, here's our nice pristine counter with all the nice weapons that set out.
All right, I will go try to find the person at the back.
As you pass by several of these stacks of boxes, you do see the smith. Before you stands a dragonborn, about 5.5 feet tall. Large splotches of soot and charcoal dot the crimson scales on his body. Flames are looking up from the edge of his mouth, and his tail kind of reaches out, wraps around a hammer on the tail behind him, scooping up, passing it to his open hand. He just kind of grabs it over and starts hammering on the a large sword that he's got on the anvil at the moment. And then stops for a moment as you see the heat kind of dying down. He just spews fire down onto this sword again and gets back to hammering. But as you kind of like walk around, he's like, "What's up? What you need?"
I'm still just sitting there gawking at the fact that he can light his own forge, and I'm just like, huh. Can I do that? Is there a way I can do that? Could I make myself breathe fire? He's a dragonborn. I can probably do it naturally. Can I make myself... I could probably make myself breathe fire. If I eat spicy enough stuff, it feels like my mouth is on fire. If I just enhance that a little bit, maybe there would be fire.
We have created a very terrifying creature. A gnome running around breathing fire.
I'm sorry.
And then I kind of like snap back to, and I'm like, oh, Hello, good craftsman. Sir, ma'am,
Sir,
sir.
the name's Backdraft.
Backdraft. All right. I have an emergency, and I need one of two things. Either I need this armor repaired, and I like dump the armor, and it's like, or I need a 20-ring cylindrical, whole bunch of mumble jumbo, complicated.
You start listing off like these pieces that you need. It's like you kind of reach down, picks up the armor that you had on, and he's like kind of rubbing his finger along, and then just kind of like kunk, and just pushes his finger through where one of the bits where it had worn down quite a bit. That's not going to do you too good. And kind of like flops that back down in front of you, and he's like, I know the piece you need. Don't got one ready on hand, but got some armor I'm nutting down this afternoon. He kind of points to the box that had all these like random chunks of like armor and weaponry jutting out of it. It's like, one of the I did get a piece of half plate back there. It's pretty rough shape, hole right through the chest. But the joint ring should still be in pretty good shape. I'll extract them before melting down the armor. Stop by tonight and I should have them ready for you.
Brilliant. You are a lifesaver, sir. And I like try to shake his hand if he lets me.
He'll reach out and then it passes the hammer back to his tail and reaches back out again.
Yes, I have like both hands and I'm just shaking as wildly as I can, which because I'm so small is probably like a normal handshake for him, but
yeah, like especially like between your size and contrast to his, then also like just the weight of his hand, you're just like shaking really hard, it's just like barely moving. It's like, okay,
We'll take this and run. It's fine.
Anything else?
Thinking about it, I'm like, you don't happen to need a job or be interested in moving cities?
There's a statement.
Depends to where. Why? What do you got in mind?
Give me a sec, I'm scrolling in on the map. I'm in Odell! I'm in Odell, and I pull out my letter that says I'm part of the Crafts Guild. I am a member of this guild, and I think your abilities could be quite useful. I won't know for sure until you're done making that piece for me, but or getting that piece for me. But the fact that you can light your own forge is fascinating. And I love your efficiency with this place. The fact that the whole place is hot makes it so that things don't get cool as quick. It's very useful.
Also, Sylvania, roll me a Constitution saving throw right now.
I'm good at those. Oh, I rolled it in the wrong place again. $24.
See, you're kind of like wiping away some of the sweat on your head. It's like the heat's not quite getting to you, but you're very aware that it is very hot in here.
Oh, this is normal.
Yeah, I suppose you're used to being in buildings that are on fire actively.
Yeah, so I pulled out like my letter and I'm like, I'm a member of this guild and I think your skill would be useful. And I do have a new establishment I wish to set up. It wouldn't be ready right away, but if you're interested in moving there in the future, I could definitely arrange work.
Interesting proposition. Give me somewhere I can reach you at, and I'll give it some thought. It won't, as you said, it's not ready yet, so I've got some time to think.
Of course. I like pull out a sheet of paper and I write down all the information.
Yeah, you basically all the contact information will reach you at your place of residence, the formerly Adder's Venom. And
Oh.
go ahead.
Oh, and while I have you here, you don't happen to be knowledgeable in magical armor and such things?
Well, I suppose if you got the right pieces, that's doable. Depends on what you want made.
I pull out my blueprint. Can you understand this?
Ken looks at it.
Nope.
I've got no clue what this gibberish is.
Well, that's fair. And I put it back in my bag. It's like, that's what most people say. I found a few people that can tell me things about it. I've been looking into this for a few years now. I'm hoping it's something really interesting.
Well, I have no idea what it could be. I don't read whatever that is. And he's kind of like confused, like the runes that you had on, that are scribbled on there.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. That has nothing to do with the work that I would get you to do in Amunoda. So yeah, I'll be back for my piece, and I will hope that you will contact me in the future. And I am going to now run off and eat something, as I didn't have breakfast, and just my tummy just.
Fair. Also, just a note that I have here from last time. Are you wanting the plat rings for warding bond?
Oh, right. I did want that.
I made a list.
I think I actually give myself a list and just didn't look at it. Yep, I gave myself a list and I didn't look at it.
Yeah, was that something you were still wanting to procure?
Yes.
Is that something you were going to try and go out and find a place that would sell, or get the blacksmith to make?
If I get it made, I can get like a symbol of our group. Do you have the material to make platinum rings, my friend?
If you got platinum.
Okay, if I got you platinum, would you be able to make it?
Easy. Rings are easy.
All right, I will go get the materials, talk to my friends, and then I will be back and get you to make me some rings as well.
Sounds good. We'll see you when you get back. And as you toady off to quell your rumbling stomach, Kay, you have a dragon cart with you have a cart with a dragon head in it that you are currently parading through town.
He's pulling this cart, just all the locals are going.
You are getting some very strange looks from the locals.
One, Kay doesn't care about strange looks. Two, he's very much using the directions that he received, because he asked specifically, if I recall, where I'd find someone that could take care of this, and so like he is trudging along because it's a cart with the head of a dragon on it, but like, you know, he knows where he's going and he doesn't give a damn who's on his way to no one's gonna stop him from reaching his destination.
Yeah. You do eventually arrive at the taxidermist, and as you kind of roll up at the front doors, like the guy's like sitting on like a bench out front. He's like, "What in the blazing hell did you bring in here? Oh fuck's that gaunt?" Cheeky bastard finally got what he got to him.
Yeah, he did. Rumor has it that you can preserve him, so I can put his head up on my wall.
Yeah, I can do that.
Cool. What do you need from me?
He like gets you like to drag the head or drag the cart around back, and opens up like this double set of doors and helps bring the head into the building. And as you step into the building, like there's a very like pungent smell in this building of all like the all like embalming fluids and all that kind of stuff. It's like kind of stings at your nose a little bit as you go in there. It's like, so Did you kill him, or did someone else get to? You just got the head.
No, I did almost all of the work. Almost.
I'm not there.
Hey, to be very clear, I did the majority of the damage. I did almost all of the work. Just one of my cohorts definitely face tanked it for quite some time to allow me to do
The only
this.
reason you did most of the damage is that I enhanced your bow and specifically was trying to face tank it.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I heard it the most, and this is what's important to Kay. Also, he would have ran away if it wasn't for Annah.
Yes, very true. Had it not been for Annah, then Gaunt would have GTFO'd.
But yes, Kay is taking a large portion, but not all of the credit.
Oh, just a second. It looks like Annah is in. So I'm just going to let Annah hop in, then I will change which overlay we're on. Beep, bop, boobity. Hide that. Show that. And we are... Oh, I gotta hide the token for Annah.
Uh-oh.
There we go. We can see Annah! How you doing?
Yay! Good. Hi.
Anyways, so yeah, Kay, it's like, Kay is very specifically going to be like, I did most of the work, and very specifically, I landed the killing blow.
Oh, that's one of the most potent blows there is.
Exactly. But Kay is going to explain very much what he would like out of the Dragon Skull. The summary being, this is going to be the focal point of a bar that Kay is a joint owner of, that we plan on opening in the nearest of futures. And so it needs to be preserved, but still durable, depending on various elements or things like that, as well as still being a focal piece. So it needs to look really great, but like the fleshy part of like the neck that isn't protected by scales and that from where it was clean cut, that obviously is going to be posted up against a wall or some other form of structure. So it'll still need to be able to be supported in that way. But that's kind of the plan.
Okay, so what I'm getting here is that you said you want this thing on a fucking plaque.
Yes.
And then you can just bolt that plaque to wherever the hell you want. Okay, that's easy enough to do. Where are you keeping this head? Is this going to be indoors? Is this going to be outdoors? Is this going to... And if it's outdoor, where are you?
Because we had this general discussion last time. Group, are we putting it inside above the bar or outside above the entrance to the bar?
I think we were thinking above the entrance because that could attract a lot of people in. I think is what we said last time.
Cool. Outside.
Outside? Okay, now where you staying?
Amnodo.
Amnodo, okay, so we're going to have to take into account winter. Yeah, it should be able to do that. And you're wanting scales on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna take probably about 2 weeks to get it properly cleaned up and taxidermied. Another about 2.5, 3 weeks to get it shipped over to Ammonodel. Probably be about 25 gold for taxidermy and shipping.
Okay. Just like reaches into his pocket, just pulls out 30 gold, puts it on the counter, and says, "Do a good job."
He looks at it and takes the money, puts that in the till behind the counter. He's like, "Do a fine, good job, especially for this bastard." And he goes and you see him like kind of like taking a look at like the meat that is still on there, like just making sure that, or like seeing what state it's in and all that kind of stuff. And right away he's starting to grab different jars off the counter to start working on it. And he's like, "Yeah, it'll be shipped off to you as soon as we get it done."
Cool. Kay's going to write down the address of the establishment that it needs to be sent to.
Yeah, I still haven't given it a name.
Yes, which is why I'm writing the address to the establishment, because, I mean, if we're putting a dragon's head up above the door, that leads us to some potential name categories for our establishment. But
Yeah, I
either
think
way,
last
the
time you had
address-
talked about the Dragon's Head Tavern or the Dragon's Bane Tavern, something along that lines.
Yeah, so something like that. But either way, we haven't officially opened yet. So I mean, now we have something to attract business for when we do open.
Yep.
But nonetheless, the address is still the same. So it's like this is where you want to go, and just some contacts in town, just in case there are any problems with importing a giant
Dragon's head?
taxidermy dragon's head into the city.
Fair enough. Alright, so he's got that. He's got that, and he's taken care of that, and so you've paid for the taxidermy.
Cool. I don't remember. Did I do anything with the dragon heart? I don't remember if I did or
You
not.
had not yet done anything with the dragon heart, nor had you
Cool.
done anything with the dragon's
The bone.
scales, bones, or wings.
Didn't I take the scales to a blacksmith,
Nope.
or did I take it to a tanning person to make it so that it was okay to be used?
Neither.
I definitely dealt with one of those things.
You took the meat to Donovan's meatery.
Okay, cool.
To get-
So if I did that,
Yes, the meat is being handled and being cooked, and he said it was going to have about 2 days to prep up all
Deal with
the
that.
cuts of meat that he could out of that.
okay, cool, right. So then, in that case,
Scales, wings, bone, tail are not dealt with, nor is
Yes.
the heart.
Cool. All right. So in that case, I'm going to phone up the group on our lovely phones and go, "Hey guys, there's a lot of dragon we need to deal with, like probably today or get arrangements with. I did agree for everyone to have some of it. Obviously, it's like, what do you guys want and or need for what purposes? Otherwise, I'm taking scales to make armor at a blacksmith. I don't know what I'm doing with the bones yet, so if anyone has thoughts, I have some thoughts. And then Theo, if you know any uses for Dragon's Heart, or if I should just sell it, let me know.
So
Do I
everyone
know
else got
for
essentially
Druid?
So we've got a whole bunch of dragon parts left over, and we haven't done anything with them yet, and then it cuts off.
Yes,
By words of it. Okay, you just went for the full spiel.
I did. I absolutely did. Then Kay pauses, realizes he's a dumbass, and go, "What do you guys want? And do you guys know any uses for dot dot dot?"
Now
Because
that I'm not dealing with an existential crisis, do I remember any uses for either scales or heart? Or magical stuff?
Roll me an intelligence check for some of the dragon parts, then roll me a arcana check for the heart.
Do you mind if I roll an arcana check as well?
Absolutely.
15 for the intelligence, 21 for the arcana.
Yeah, anyone who wants to roll for those is more than welcome to.
The 23 for the arcana. Theo, I'm pretty sure, would have no idea what to use for scales and bones. He'd just be like,
Well, Kay is already pretty sure he knows he wants to make at least armor for himself, but it's a full dragon hide for the most part.
You could do things with the scales and the bone? That's pretty morbid, but okay.
So Theo, Anna, and Sylvania, you're all aware that dragon's hearts can be used in some potions. The most notable of which is the potion of dragon's breath, which when someone consumes it for 1 minute, they gain the ability to use that dragon's breath weapon, and has a chance of regenning at the start of each of their round or at the start of each of their turns. They have a chance of regenning it for up to 1 minute.
Is it specifically the dragon whose heart's breath ability, or just...
Yes.
Okay.
So in this case, it would be a 30-foot
Acid
long, 5-foot wide acid breath.
Yeah.
So I couldn't, like, change the ingredients to make it fire.
Correct.
Nope, I have no use.
Because the key ingredient is the heart.
Do you want acid breath? Because that's how you get acid breath.
Kay's gonna be like, well,
Could
we
be
need to do.
useful.
Kay's gonna be like, we need to do something with it. So okay, and yet again, Kay also asked, do you guys want any parts of it that you haven't already taken, or
You
do you
can-
want armor? Do you want a cloak? Do you want something? Because there's a lot of dragon scale here. I'm probably gonna have an outfit,
I
and
want to
there'll
turn
be
that
lots
bugbear
left
into a
over.
coat.
I'm limited to light armor, so I don't know if anything dragon scale would make me light armor.
Dragon scale is medium armor, I believe.
Pretty sure it's like a medium heavy.
Yeah, dragon scale armor is essentially the equivalent of scale mail.
Yeah,
Which
I'm pretty sure it's heavy.
That's what I'm wearing now.
Or scale
Mhm.
armor is medium, I think. Where's my view window? There we go. Items. Yeah, scale mail is medium armor.
Yeah. So unfortunately, can't really do much for me.
Oh,
I don't
practice
have
skills.
I don't have the muscles to wear the scales. I'm a feebly little elf.
Noodle
Yeah.
arms.
There are stronger elves than me, and it's definitely not me.
We were going to turn that owl bear into a coat, but the dragon hide, I don't think I want to wear that. It was kind of all acidy.
I imagine we'd wash the acid off.
I don't trust it. Where do the dragons get the acid from to start with? Did you see how many times it breathed acid on us?
Yes, I do, because, it kind of nearly killed me, but,
So, casual question for DM: because
Yes.
because it is the scale mail of a dragon, would I still get like, because it's black dragon, would I still be somewhat protected to acid resistance? Out of curiosity.
Yes.
Cool.
So when it comes to
Scale mail is
these,
currently outside of my ability to make.
yeah, when it comes to the scale mail, or when it comes to the dragon scales in general, I've done some write-ups on my side here. Due to the fact that it's a young black dragon, a large number of the scales on its body have not grown to be thick enough or hard enough to be used effectively in armor or weapon crafting, but they can be utilized in decorative crafting. However, the majority of the scales that followed along the ridge of its spine and back were definitely of craftable quality. The softer scales are malleable enough to be able to craft into things that are a bit more like ornate jewelry. So you could do something like using those to coat your robotic arm. Anna had been talking about having a circlet or something of that sort. They wouldn't provide any additional protection, but it's dragon scales regardless. So like for the appearance-wise, they're very useful there.
Yeah.
If you wanted to make dragon scale armor, that would consume about 2/3 of the functional scale, like the functional protective scales.
Yep.
And that would give you black dragon scale armor. So it would give you acid resistance and +1 bonus to AC over what you would get from normal scale mail.
Cool. So, my intention then is to upgrade to that. And then decorative scales, be what they may, I have a sarcastic plan to propose to the team, which is, hey, preserve the scales that we have, ship them back to Amnodel with the bar, and do decorative stuff for the bar using the dragon scales to help style it up and make it part of the aesthetic. Is we have dragon style merchandise that you can pick up if you want, because if you want as alternative means of income outside of just drinks and stuff, you can claim you have a piece of a dragon at home, you can take it with you, sort of idea. Thoughts?
I wish to claim one scale, otherwise good.
I'm taking scales and some claws for my own purposes, not a lot. Otherwise, I don't care what you do with them.
Cool. So that's the case.
I
Okay.
suppose a little claw or a scale to like have as like a cloak clasp would be pretty cool, but
Cool.
That's-
Yep,
Okay.
stuff like that's
So
definitely doable.
other than I'm
So-
13, I don't need it.
the group is keeping claws for accessories and or other shenanigans.
Okay.
Bones haven't been decided, but when I return from the hotel, I'll work on cleaning them because just to make and like using my knowledge to preserve the bones because for the most part they just need to be cleaned and not have meat and whatever on them so that they don't decay. But haven't decided what to do with those yet. But gonna keep them in storage. But scale, go make armor.
Sylvania's
We could make
intelligence
a
check was
dragon
15.
chest set with the bones.
Like, whittle it?
Just whittle it down.
Sylvania, with your
Yes.
intelligence check from earlier as well, you do know that when it comes to dragon bones, where's my dragon bone? Dragon bones, without doing a lot of treatment on them, they can be used to craft into rods and staves. Ground down, the bone powder can be mixed with various metals to create a lightweight but extremely durable metal that can be used to make various weapons. And the
Dragon bones can be turned into weapons.
material, or the basically metalish hybrid that is crafted, is dubbed dragonwood.
I could probably pull off making dragon wood out of the dragon bones.
It's gonna be like, we'll talk about that later. I gotta go get the scales to blacksmith. Like sighs a little bit, goes back to the hotel, rents another wagon or like borrows or whatever. It's like, hey, the first one's at this place. Yeah, you'll
Oh no, you have the wagon with you.
Oh, perfect. It
Because
just, in that case,
you took the head off of the wagon and put it on a table. So
yeet. Okay, so Kay is gonna like stroll along back to the thing, take all of the scales, and I'm going to assume the wings as part of making like so things I want. I obviously want scale mail, but I also want a decorative cloak because my last decorative cloak that I had and I was so happy about for my shopping trip got acid on it because there was a fucking dragon. So it's not in great condition, so I kind of want to use see if I can use the webbing that was in the wings just to make more of a decorative cloak for my arm side.
okay.
Decorative, because I don't expect the dragon's wings to be super useful in any capacity, but I feel if I'm going to lay into the dragon slayer aesthetic that I'm very much going for at this point, I might as well go ham.
Yeah, you could definitely use the dragon's wings and some of the like decorative scales to create like a more of an ornate dragon scale cloak. It won't provide any AC benefits or defense
Yeah,
benefits.
it's
or anything like that.
aesthetic only.
Yeah, but you could absolutely do that. The alternative would be making a dragon scale mantle, which would be using which would use 2/3 of the craftable scales of the dragon, and that combined with the wings, you could basically make a dragon scale mantle, which when making a saving throw against an acid attack, you would take half damage on a failed saving throw or none on a successful saving throw. That would be an alternative as well.
Yeah, we're gonna stick with actual armor.
Okay.
One, because actual armor is so much more fun, and just make an aesthetic cloak.
Okay.
I'm perfectly on board with that. So that's what I'll use the wings for. And cool. Okay, so at that point, I'm going to pass it off to other people to. What's up with y'all?
Annah, it is the morning after you had arrived in Galenath.
Goody.
Was there anything particular that you were wanting to run around and do?
Where we were staying at 2 different hotels, right?
Nope, you stayed at the Queen's Lodge.
Nope.
Everyone stayed at the Queen's
Oh,
Lodge
Queen's
for the first
Lodge.
night.
That's right.
We just
Okay.
shared a room and still had our own existential crisis room.
That's right.
They were screaming in the morning.
All I really want to do is find accommodations that are a little bit more affordable for me somewhere in the city.
Okay.
And preferably if there's like a tavern inn combo that's affiliated with a guild. That's kind of what I'm looking for.
What kind of guild?
Let's go Adventurers Guild. I feel like that's gonna be, if we ever go like, hey, guild people, come drink at our place. That's sort of the spin we're gonna have and the type we're gonna attract.
Oh, okay. There is. Are you just walking around looking for that? Or are you asking, or what are your plans there?
I'd ask. Yeah, I'm pretty friendly. Go up to a guard and.
And the guard's like, if you want to get a good place, there's O'Reilly's Tavern and Inn's just up on the north side over that way. Just a little bit, about a 5-minute walk.
5-minute walk, thank you. O'Reilly's with a Q. Thanks, sir.
Do you mind if I come with you, Anna? I'm just sitting in the restaurant drinking tea.
Please do. More the merrier.
Theo, how many doodles are in your book right now?
I've doodled. I tried to recreate the doodle that Anna did me of.
The owl and the fox.
Chicken. Yeah, and then I'm now, doing some other. I'm actually doing sketches of the crazy creatures that we came across because I have questions. And then, so I'm drinking tea, just doodling.
Also,
Doodling.
additionally, DM, because I'm being remembered, I have a giant owl bear's pelt that
Yes, you
I'm
do.
also going to be taking with me to make winter clothes for the party, because I believe we established we need
You need to
warmer
find a tailor.
outfit. So once I drop off the scales, I'll ask for directions to a tailor and go do that.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'll pick up
Sorry
that
for
afterwards.
interrupting.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
it's all good. So Anna and Theo, you're heading to O'Reilly's. So as you head on into O'Reilly's, there we go. There's a younger-ish dwarven gal behind the counter, probably no more than 50 years old. And as you walk in, she's like, "Welcome to O'Reilly's. What can I be getting you?"
Do you have? I look at Theo do you have tea?
I'm sure we could find some tea. Any particular type?
Strong.
Strong tea.
Yes.
Got it.
Good. Strong tea. With lots of cream and sugar if you have it. If you don't, I'll just, take it as is.
She goes and pulls a kettle off of a little coal fire in the bag and pours some things, and she grabs some tea leaves, get those into the brew, and she grabs a bottle and pops the cork and pours some in there and puts the cork back on, passes pours some cream and puts some sugar into Theo's and passes these cups of tea out to you.
Right on. How is the tea?
And as you take a sip, I want you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Fucking hell.
Oh no.
Woo! Glad I didn't just slam that back.
She put Kraken in the tea. Can you
21. That's some
21.
strong tea. As soon as you take that swig of it, you feel that moment of, oh, that's a strong stuff.
I drank my tongue off. How am I still speaking? Okay, it's there. Good stuff. How much do I owe you?
That'd be 2 silver.
2 silver. Perfect. And as we're having
got this.
tea.
I will cover this.
Thanks, Theo.
Slap 2 silver down.
Acceleration.
You're always paying, and I don't like it.
Aw. We're a family.
Yeah.
And it's first thing in the morning, so there's not a whole lot of people out and about in the tavern at the moment, so it's just the two of you and the bartender.
Perfect, because I want to pick her ear. And as I'm sipping tea with my pinky out and stuff, I want to ask, so on our way into town, we we met some colorful characters. They're kind of scarecrow, totems, big antlers, really creepy.
Pull out the book I've been doodling in all morning, and I go, these Do you see these?
Oh,
any chance you know?
Oh, those are the Tavarath.
The what?
Could you spell that for me, please?
Tavorath. Tavarath.
Oh, yeah, just like it's okay. Yeah.
What are they?
Rumors say different things, but I like to view them as protectors of the forest. They do what they must to protect the forest. And as long as you leave them be, they're of no trouble to you.
That's a good thing that, the worst we did was... How do they feel about flower crowns? Just...
I don't really know. I've never tried to put one on.
That's an oddly specific question.
Hope me pulling the flowers out of the ground didn't offend them. Oh boy.
You didn't do it in the forest, so maybe?
That's true. Whew. Alright, interesting. We kind of unnerved with them following us around. It felt like they were following us.
Following?
I don't know how many there are.
That's right strange. I've never heard of them following anyone. At least not outside the forest. Were you outside the forest or in the forest?
No, we were coming down the main road. They were mostly to the south of us.
Yeah, they found that they don't travel northwards too much. It's mostly the southern reaches of the forest that they've taken up home.
Yes. We also found, actually, before we were on the main road, we came across an extremely large owlbear that was, at least, it seemed twice its size.
Oh,
Yes.
That's been quite a frightful sight. Those things are huge to begin with.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great. So, but they don't really go to the northern side. It's just the south side, southern edge of the forest that
That's what the Tavarath tend to stay.
Okay. So, giants also?
I haven't seen any giants myself, but I imagine it's not too far out of the realms.
Are there any, legend or told tales? Is there a specific reason why they'd only stay on the south side and not the north?
Nothing too much that I've heard, though. The hunters might know a little bit more. I've only been in this town for, I don't know, maybe 4 years. But there's hunters that have grown up here and been here their whole lives. They probably have a lot more an idea of the legends that have cropped up around the area.
Speaking of, and I pull out the short sword with the initials WD on them.
As you pull up the sword, you kind of takes a step back and you just see your hands go onto the counter.
Sorry, this is not. I just put it on the counter and I with the initials up, and I go, do you know anybody by the name with the initials WD?
WD. And once you put it on the or put it on the counter, taking your hands away, just kind of rest a little bit easier. It's WD. Doesn't ring a bell for me, but I don't know everyone in the town yet.
I take it back.
Oh.
Go ahead.
You said something about the hunters. Is there a hunters guild or a meetup spot?
Oh, we usually get the hunters in here in the late afternoon. They'll stop in here, have a few drinks before they head out for the evening hunts.
Is that so? Then I might be sticking around.
I was gonna say probably best to just hang around while the other two members of our party are running about as we hear Kay. Hey guys, what do you want to do with the dragon girls? In her ears.
Just cuts off halfway through. Oh god.
At least I'm asking.
Do you actually have another question? I'm looking for a brass brazier. Do you know anywhere that could sell one of those?
A brass brazier.
I know, it's very specific.
I think you'd need a lingerie shop for that, would you not?
Not that type of brazier, I'm pretty sure. You know, the kind where you burn things in.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
Yes.
You'd probably want to, I'm pretty sure the school would probably have something along that lines.
School?
Yeah, there's a small alchemy shop in up by the school. It's called Firewater Arcana. But a couple of the teachers run it. But that would probably be your best bet if you're looking for anything of that sort.
I may take a jaunt there. That's it for me.
Probably have time before the hunters come, so we can go travel around town. Hot question though. You have to leave this city by way of forest. Do you go north or do you go south?
If you had to leave via forest,
I imagine you go north.
I'd probably go north.
Yeah.
Is that because you're avoiding the south?
Yeah, for the most part, the Taproth there, as long as you're not interrupting anything, they leave you to be. But you go trouncing through their woods, they're gonna get defensive.
All right, so it's just straight up more dangerous. Okay, excellent.
So if we ever go through the southern portion of these woods, we need to be extra sure that certain people don't cut down any trees.
You've been very helpful. Thank you.
Oh, not a problem.
Yes, you're not looking at me because
I was not
let's be
looking at
clear.
you.
I'm the person that nearly got our party killed for a tree spirit.
I said
So
no names.
the person that would get us into that part of the woods is definitely me.
Yeah, you get them into the woods, and Sylvania would try and burn them down.
Anyway,
So after we have our tea and finish our chat, I would probably take a quick jaunt to the alchemy shop
Okay.
and just to what did she call it?
Firewater Arcana.
Firewater and Arcana.
And so you and Anna are heading there.
Join Theo.
Alrighty. As you enter the store, like a very nicely set up store. All the racks are like straight on, and you can see like right back there's a table with a fairly old-ish looking elf male. Fairly long white hair. And as you kind of walk in, kind of perks his head up and... Welcome to Firewater Arcana. I'm Bidrick Kopenhofen. Well, what can I help you find today?
I'm looking for a simple brass brazier, not the lingerie. The stuff you burn stuff in.
A brazier, okay.
Yes.
I
I have a little bit of an accent.
could tell. Yeah, we've got a couple over here. They're about 5 silvers a piece. And...
Oh, that's simple. Do you have any, while I'm here, I'm also going to spend 10 gold and get some incense, charcoal, and herbs.
As you kind of explained to him, are you just telling him, I need something for a Find Familiar spell, or are you...
Yes.
He's like, oh yeah, we've got setups for that already, and he goes and he pulls a pouch off the shelf, and you see several of these pouches lined up, and
Perfect.
each one is essentially the material components that you require for Find Familiar.
Perfect. How much for one?
10 gold apiece.
10 gold piece. So I'm going to need it, so I'm going to take 2, and then I will pick up 1 brass brazier.
Okay.
While I'm here, because I can just keep the brazier and I'll add that in. So
Yep.
hang on to FF1. And then I'll probably do that later tonight.
Okay.
What other thing? I'm gonna quickly browse. What other things do they have?
Is there anything in particular that you're looking for, or just kind of like curious as to what they've got
Curious
in
as
here?
to what they have, like what they carried. Are they carrying lots of potions? Are they carrying?
They do have a
Less
variety of
specific.
potions. some words your standard healing potions, others where it's potions of like various effects, like they have potions of water breathing, stuff like that. There are also they do have some staffs and saves and stuff like that that are kind of set up. Most of them, like just from looking at you, kind of like they're not necessarily innately magical, but they are. They're made to be able to be used as a spellcasting focus. They also have a whole bunch of different spell components.
Yeah.
They do have like an area where it's like the pearls that can be used for identify and stuff like that. And yeah, there's a lot of material components present within the shop.
How much are the pearls again?
The pearl for identify is 50 GP, I believe.
Okay. I'll withhold that.
Well, you already have one that you and Sylvania had purchased.
We share it, so pearls are always you can never have too many
correction,
pearls.
100 GP for the pearl.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. Quick question. If someone was going super far north into a really cold, chilly land, is there anything you sell that would maybe warm someone up, that's not like the Kraken? Anything that you would recommend someone taking a long jaunt in Winterland have on them?
Well, I definitely advise layering up. As for potions, protection, stuff of that sort, where is my thing? There is also, gotcha, it probably wouldn't do too well for long treks, but the potion of cold resistance will help alleviate some of the feeling of cold for an hour. But once again, if you're going to be doing a lot of traveling, that's probably not going to be the most effective route. Layers and layers is probably your best bet.
Do you know anything about the creatures farther north?
I haven't spent a whole lot of time investigating the creatures to the north. Frost wolves are probably going to be a heavy pain for you. They like to hunt in packs. And beware of the frost giants. They reside within the Frostshear Mountains, the farthest north.
You know what? How much is that potion of cold resist? You had said?
Cold resistance. Where is? I had a price for this thing.
Was it 2 gold? It's just 2 gold, right?
No, it is not 2 gold.
Oh.
They are 30 gold apiece.
You know what? I got a hunch that maybe this will come in handy. I will take 1, good sir.
Okay. So you can have a potion of cold resistance for Anna.
Clear that gold from my inventory.
Yeah, whoopsie.
Perfect. Okay. And that's all I really need from the shop here. I'll happily peruse with Theo, but...
Okay.
Every once in a while, Stella hisses, and I'm like, I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry. I have to change you from a snake. Where we're going, it's not going to be it's not going to be very comfortable for you. So you're just going to have to deal.
But why would you want to go somewhere cold?
Because we're forced to.
Stella just like tucks back under your cloak.
I mean,
You might as
technically,
well-
we're not
you might as-
forced to. We're choosing to help a friend.
Yeah. We're going somewhere cold. It means my little snake friend is not gonna like
Not
it.
gonna have a good time.
Not gonna have a good time. Get used to hiding. You might not be able to hide for much longer.
Was there anything else that Anna or Thea you wanted to look into initially?
No.
Good. I'm gonna wait to see what Kay gets back for winter clothes from the owl bear. Anything he doesn't is unable to cover, though, we'll have to go.
Yeah, I'll
Right.
save my shopping for a little later.
Okay. Actually, where's my list of things that you guys had commented on last time? Oh yeah, Anna was wanting to look into the runes for a warp step, or to the warp point.
That's right, just to make travel easier from here to Amadodel. Thank you
Yep.
for reminding me.
'Tis why I made the list, especially on account of it's been a month since we had our last session.
Stones. If I recall correctly, we just pay for the rights to use it, sort of?
Essentially, yes. Yeah, in the very center of town, just outside of the guard outpost, you can see like this large stone platform surrounded by 6 pillars, evenly spaced around the outside of it. There are several guards stationed around the general area, and you can see a young elf dressed in long, flowing, like goldenish colored, golden green robes, sitting at a desk. Just that's up near the platform.
Yeah, I'll approach him. Imagine he's working.
As you approach, it kind of looks up. It's like, destination, number of travelers, and how much luggage is being taken along.
Not leaving the city just yet, but we are hoping to set up the ability to teleport from our kind of home base here to this location.
Oh, yeah, looking to obtain portal access. It is 250 gold pieces to procure a rune circle for the city.
All right, well, I do have that. Whew. And this is like permanent. Access doesn't change at any point. This will always get me access to the city here.
That is correct, as long as you have an available circle to teleport you here.
What goes into getting an available circle?
But you would have to procure yourself a circle somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. Can I just like make one?
If
Is that easy?
If you have the materials and time and someone of sufficient skill to be able to create one, then yes.
This sounds magic-y and convoluted. I'll leave it to Syl. Okay, 250 gold, good sir.
And the guy's, he passes him 250 gold, and he kind of puts that away, and then he pulls out a scroll that has very similar to what the runes are drawn on the ground, but it has like the lists of the different runes and like different symbols beside them. And like looking at this thing, you can roll me an Arcana check, just to see if you can make heads or tails of what you're looking at.
Those are fun.
18.
You know, it's an 18.
You don't quite understand like all like the fine details of it. You can generally get it's like, okay, the one row of symbols is like the placement upon, like around the rune circle, and like where within that circle I have to go, and the other column is what rune requires to be in that location in order to provide portal access to this portal.
And then I'll ask, do I need to like guard this with my life? What happens if it gets like tea on it?
Well, then it has tea on it. That itself won't get you into the city. Like once again, if you without a rune circle to teleport in, you're not going to be able to get in. So the paper itself does you no good without a circle to teleport to.
Excellent. Thank you kindly.
And I'll make a note here for when you guys do get your teleport circle, you do have teleport access to Galenath.
Creepy forest.
The creepy forest.
Okay, slowly hoarding money so that by the time we get back, I could be like, and we're buying a mage tower for our shop, and we're buying a teleport circle for our shop. Give me money.
Somebody needs to. I have to spend it on diamonds and pearls.
I mean, you don't have to spend it on diamonds and pearls.
You want to stay alive?
I don't die, unlike
Shut up!
someone.
One day you will! And we'll see who's laughing!
Probably Theo the
We're
entire
saying they're
time
not
you're
gonna
resurrecting
die.
him.
I mean, I'd probably be laughing as I'm coming back from the grave because it's an "I told you so" moment.
Alrighty, so the party now has teleport access to Galenath once you have access to a teleport circle.
We just put that straight in like our room off the building we own, or are there rules about where you can have teleport circles?
The location for your teleport circle would be required to be in the Mage's Tower.
Oh, I see.
Just due to size and placement.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's one of the upgrades we can make to our base, but we're allowed to have it in our base. It's just has to be in a very specific spot.
Yeah,
Which is
Yeah.
why we have to build the Mage's Tower first.
correct.
All right, works for me.
Alrighty. Sylvania, what are you up to as you've, I'm assuming by this point, gorged yourself on food?
Food. So at this point, I pull out my talking stone and I'm like, we need a symbol. That's all I say.
It just dawned on me that these things could be technically considered rocky talkies.
Triangle! Over!
What did Anna say?
Triangle! You need a symbol.
No, like a symbol that represents us.
Isosceles triangle.
Why in a isosceles triangle?
Mhm.
It's like the two sides are
I
long
feel-
and one comes up short.
I feel we're more of a parallelogram.
Rhombus.
That's literally just, that's gonna be K, just over the... Aren't we a parallelogram? That's it. That's it. That's all he says.
I don't know. Why? What do we need a symbol for?
I'm getting us all rings and I want to put a symbol on them.
Oh, that's very
Hmm.
sweet.
Well, they're magical rings and they're going to save your life, but, you know.
Oh, that's doubly sweet, and I very much appreciate that.
How about a heart? If they're gonna save our lives. Or bacon, because they save our bacon.
Or, hear me out, something shaped like Gaunt's face because we killed him and we're going to put his head above our bar.
I like that one.
A little better than bacon.
You know, I'm happy with just a dragon.
Yeah, just like generic dragon.
No.
Sort of shape.
You know, like a little side dragon from the side, or you know,
One of those cool, like, dragon faces that are staring at you.
it could be a dragon face. I suppose we did totally face
Stare down the
down
mouth of
him
that
and his
dragon.
acid breath. Sure, it could be a dragon. I'm happy with that.
I think we're all agreed.
So are you
Dragon
going
face.
side view dragon or are you going front view dragon face?
I prefer dragon face.
Face.
T. Or not T. K.
Pick a random letter, it'll get someone.
Not T.
Not tea.
I live with someone whose name is T. That's why that happened.
Hi.
Vote. I said face.
Oh, I was...
Anna said face.
K's indifferent.
Okay. Theo?
You know what? Just go with the face.
Okay, face it
I
is.
think- Yeah.
Okay, so I want to get these made, so I need to go find some... I'm not saying this over the comm thing anymore, by the way. I need to go find some platinum.
No, you just need keep doing that. You're gonna keep talking over it. It'll cut out eventually.
It's
We'll
cut
all be
out.
so confused.
Okay, so I need to go find some platinum, and I'm also interested in some ruby dust.
Ruby dust.
To make ever-burning torches.
How much ruby dust does that cost?
50 per, I believe.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, I'll double check real quick.
Man, if you're in like the precious gems business, you make a killing in the D&D world.
Oh yeah. Diamonds,
Do you have a diamond
rubies, pearls.
All of the clerics utilize the diamond mines.
Yes, 50 per.
Okay.
If you wear diamonds in D&D, in the D&D world, you're a monster because somebody could have been brought back to life with that diamond.
See, unless you're wearing it because if you got a healer in your party and when you die, you want them to be able to I already know this bitch is wearing 300 gold worth of diamond earrings. I'm gonna revive this fucker with her own damn earrings.
With her own damn earrings.
I love it.
That's a good idea. We'll just start buying diamond jewelry.
The entire party's just walking around blinged out in diamond jewelry. So that way whenever someone dies, it's like, hey, you're losing your bracelet this time.
Here, Kay, piercing your ears.
Did you like this bracelet? Not anymore.
Did you like the wedding ring that your husband gave you?
Wedding
It's
ring?
gone!
No, the ring's still there. It's just now suddenly missing the diamonds.
It's just missing the diamond.
So anyway,
That's why you be smart like me, and they don't have diamonds in them.
Yes, you put rubies or dragon's eggs. It's fine.
I'd be very concerned if you handed someone a wedding ring that had a dragon's egg on it on account of the
Dragon
colossal
egg.
size of the fucking dragon's egg.
Thanks, honey.
It's like, thanks! Just dragging it along like a ball and chain.
Oh no.
Better hope that fucker never hatches. Anyways, Sylvania, you're looking for ruby dust?
Ruby dust and some platinum to bring to the guy to make 4 rings.
Do. Well, that being said, you have platinum. Or at least I believe you have platinum.
Well, I have the coins, but I'm hoping not to use the coins. I want some, like, raw material. The coins have value beyond the raw material.
Fair. Yeah, both of which would probably be able to be purchased at the Firewater Arcana.
Well, that's where I'm off to then.
As you head into the Firewater Arcana, you see the elf standing behind the counter and kind of perks up. Welcome to Firewater Arcana. I'm Beardred Kopenhofen. What may I help you with today?
I need platinum, enough to make 4 rings, worth approximately 200 gold pieces total.
That's a fair bit of platinum. Okay.
Wow, you like us. You really like us.
And then I also need some ruby dust, enough for 5 continual flames, which should be about 250 gold for my calculations.
How much money do you have, Syl?
Still our richest party member by a
Holy
substantial
crap.
margin. Remember when she magic surged
Wow,
and
it surged
the
and
weight
doubled the amount of
yeah,
money in
that's
there.
right. I forgot. I forgot she magic surged herself some extra fucking cash.
Yep, so Sylvania doubled their money in one spell. So that was 250 or 200 for the rings, and then 250 for the ruby dust.
Correct.
All right, wait here, and he goes and rummages around in the back room for a little bit and comes out and he. Do you need solid platinum, or are you looking for just like scrap platinum?
Don't need solid platinum because I'm bringing it to a blacksmith to make the rings.
Okay, then he can note this down. Good. Sets a bag on the counter and kind of weighs it out for you so you can see the quantity that you're getting out of it. And same thing with the ruby dust as well. There you go. That should give. That is 250 gold pieces worth of ruby dust, and another 200 gold worth of platinum. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. It has been a pleasure doing business. Have a great day.
Yes, thank you. And I hop down and head back out.
Yeah, you got a couple hefty bags with you.
And my next stop is back to the blacksmith to make the rings and to tell him that I want a dragon face symbol on them.
Okay. So you make it back to the blacksmith, and he's able to get that kind of stuff whipped up for you, or like he kind of takes the platinum, like rummages through it. Actually, while you're in his blacksmith shop, make me another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, not as ready this time.
No, you'd cool out off a little bit out in the day. You're no longer like hyped up on the adrenaline of I need new armor now. And you're standing there as he's like rummaging through the platinum, and like kind of like starting to drop the bits and pieces into the smelter. And you kind of like a little bit distant. You kind of like flop over. You wake to cold water being splashed on your face as he's standing over you, and you're outside in the like just out front of the blacksmith, and he's like, "You okay?"
Oh yeah, it's just been a long day. Guess that smoke got to me.
Yeah, I can do that. But yeah, I should when you stop by tonight, just have the rings done. But what were you wanting on them?
Dragon faces.
Dragon faces.
Like a symbol, and like I'll like pull out, like go through all my stuff, and I find like a oh, why can't I remember the word? Like a heraldry symbol of like a dragon face, like something like that.
Oh, okay, I can do that. And he kind of turns and he heads back in to work on your rings. And when you'd gone in, you had seen a whole bunch of things just like sitting, like the big smell just like gradually like melting down. And like as you've been walking initially, like he'd just been like spewing fire onto them, just like, and you're just watching the whole thing just kind of like gradually sinking in.
Yep. That's a smithy. I can't believe I fainted. I'm kind of embarrassed.
Alrighty, so you have your rings being made.
I guess what was significant, I imagine this happened earlier, why you had to roll a con save at a blacksmith shop.
The blacksmithy has no actual like shoot out for the smoke or the heat, and so inside this thing is just like swelteringly hot, and there's just like billows of smoke throughout it. The blacksmith itself is a dragonborn.
It's a red dragonborn.
Red dragonborn. So he is using his own fire breath to fuel his forge.
Awesome. All right.
And so yeah, it's like the door is closed so that it keeps all the heat inside and just swelteringly hot in there.
I also offered this dragonborn a job.
Working for you.
Yes.
Nice.
For when you eventually get your smithy set up back in Amonodel.
He's thinking about it and said would contact later.
Nice.
Alrighty. Okay. What are you up to?
Looking for a tailor, I think.
Okay. And I'm guessing you're asking for that as well? Or are you just wondering about?
I was gonna ask the smith or whoever I was getting to make my armor directions, generally speaking, to the nearest, or actually to point on the map that I have handily on my persons because I got one from the hotel and I've been using it to mark everything down.
And actually, as you're heading towards the blacksmith with your wagon, you see Sylvania getting like splashed water on their face outside the smithy. as you're rolling up with your cart full of dragon bits.
Are you having a day, Syl?
Oh, hi, Kay.
Hi.
Yes, I'm having a day. I think we're all having a day. Doesn't everyone have days at the same time?
That's a very literal interpretation of that statement, but you're not wrong. Kay is going to ask, why'd they pour water on your face?
Oh, I fainted.
Oh. Why?
Oh, Smithy's full of smoke, and it apparently got to me. I'm kind of embarrassed.
Oh. Good to know. As Kay mentally prepares before he walks into the blacksmith, being like, hey!
So as you open that door, just blasted by the heat from inside the smithy.
But I was mentally prepared.
You're mentally prepared.
I was mentally prepared to open the oven door to feel 450 degrees of heat throw at me in the face instead of surprise. So it's fine.
Are we ever prepared to open the oven door?
Yeah, you stand at the side of it.
You could be mentally prepared for it.
Just maybe not physically.
Exactly.
But as you head into the smithy, it is absolutely swelteringly hot in there. But you can hear the fire roaring in the back of the room. And as you walk back, and the Red Dragonborn kind of perks up. It's like, "Law business today. What can I do for you?"
I have some. I have a dragon scale pelt that I'd like to turn into some armor, and a cloak if possible.
And as you're saying this, he just kind of like narrows his eyes, takes a couple steps forward towards you, just kind of like leaning in. He's like, "I can do that." And then takes a couple steps
KK
back.
is just actively looking up at this big, gigantic dragon.
He's shorter than you are.
He's like,
he's about 5.5 feet tall.
is he? He's shorter than me.
Dragonborn by normal are not all that tall.
Yes, well,
Zacharias is a very strong contender for that, though.
Yes, but my problem is that the first time you described him, it was in comparison to Syl.
Very true.
So I just took that interpretation of the description and took it to me. So therefore, implied he was bigger, but he's shorter. This is fine.
But you're like triple my height, Kay.
That's irrelevant. When the DM explained it, that didn't correlate to my brain. It's different. Anyways, Kay's gonna go grab or make multiple trips with the pelt to bring it into the shop and be like, I do want the leftovers, so
I can do that.
So whatever remains, just let me know, and I can deal with that separately.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Just kind of like grabbing the dragon pelt and just kind of like pulling it over and taking a look at the scales. Like, yeah, I can get you a dragon scale arm out of this. Shirt and pants is what you're looking for.
Yep, generally speaking.
Sounds good. And you want a cloak?
Yeah, I was thinking of using the weapons. I cannot also go to the tailor. I'm heading there next. But I was thinking the dragon, the webbing on the wings that I have, as Kay brings in like the wings really awkwardly. It's like I was thinking the webbing would be really good for that, but I figured you'd probably be better equipped to deal with this than a tailor would. But
yeah, probably. Yeah, I can get that done for you. It'll take a couple of days, though. Working the dragon scales is a bit of a finicky business.
Kay's gonna be like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be here for a couple of weeks. I'm not. I doubt we're in a hurry to get out of here, so it's cool by me.
Sounds good. And he's kind of like looking over the scales, like, yeah, and you want leftovers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I'll take whatever leftovers you have, or that are from the batch. Just let me know.
Sounds good. And that'll probably be about 150 gold pieces to make the armor and the cloak.
Cool.
Since you're providing all the materials, it's at that point it's just labor.
Which is great. Cool.
Okay, and so you can subtract that from your money, and
It's been done. And then Kay's gonna be like, "Oh, is there a tailor nearby that you'd recommend?"
Yeah, there's a place a little bit up the road. Britches Get Stitches. They do pretty good work.
Kay's gonna quickly just pull out his map and be like, "About where?"
Oh, that'd be right about here. And he
Yeah,
taps
we
it.
don't go over that. We don't go over that name.
Lost in here.
What, Britches Get Stitches?
Oh my god.
That's great.
But there's no breaches. It's fine. Anyways, Kay is going to take that information and head back out to the cart, and then drag the cart over to the tailor's.
And so as you enter Britches Get Stitches, you see a few gnolls hunched over, stitching away. And as the door opens, one of them kind of perks up, sniffing the air a little bit, and then like turns and scurries over towards the counter. It's like, "You need clothes? What need? We do a good job."
I need a pelt that I have turned into clothes for me and my friends,
What kind
my
of?
companions.
Ooh.
Kay's gonna be like, he's gonna ask the gnoll outside because they haven't agreed. So I'm like, to show the pelt, and then obviously I'm going to assume I'm about to get bombarded with questions about measurements.
Yeah. The gnoll follows you outside. It's like, and like as soon as they see it, like, ooh, and they're kind of like flopping it over. It's like, big bear bird, very soft, very good, and like kind of like flipping over and taking a look at the pelt. It's like, how many?
4. Kay's going to go a Verdan, an elf, me, and are you a gnome? No. Yes? No, that's not what Syl is. What
I'm a
is
gnome.
Syl?
So
You are a gnome. Okay.
Oh, no.
I just see a hierarchy of me, Theo, Annah, and Syl. It's just like it just gets shorter. That's all Kay really knows, because Kay doesn't treat people by their races. He treats them by them. So it's gonna be like,
by their heights.
yes, because that's how he knows you guys. So it's gonna be, there's 4 of us, generally about this, and then Kay's gonna quickly be like, do you guys generally know your measurements?
They all gonna come here.
Cool.
No,
Hey.
I don't know my measurements, but
Kay's gonna be like, hey, so can you come to Britches Get Stitches?
I poke Kay in the back as I've been following him.
Jeez. Kay's gonna like turn, be like, like turn slightly, just like adjusts, moves Syl towards the no. This is 1. And it gets back on the rock to talk to Anna and Theo about coming to Britches Get Stitches.
Where is it?
He's gonna pull out his map and give incredibly precise directions, or well, incredibly precise words of, it's on the corner of 5th and Main.
On my way.
yeah, come. I'll just wherever we are. I imagine we're back at the tavern drinking more tea.
More
So
tea.
just put my cup down and follow.
Like, we'll be back. I forgot to ask your name. To the bar lady.
Octavia.
Octavia. See you later, Octavia.
Pretty name.
It's a very pretty name. Octavia.
So the party eventually all finds their way over to Britches Get Stitches, and you're brought inside. And by this point, the gnomes or the gnolls have already brought the pelt inside, and the two of them are kind of like stretching it out and doing some prep work on the on the pelt itself, while the other one's like very, very roughly like grabbing and shifting your body to get measurements. Gnolls are not known as the most graceful of creatures or the most delicate of creatures, but based on what the Dragonborn said, based on Backdraft had said, it's like they do good work. Yeah, so you understand is like grab your arm, just like yank it up, and it kind of like stumbles a couple steps over. It's like grabbing and measuring tape and measuring, and
I just looked. I had to look up what a gnoll looked like because
they're hyena
what I had in my head and what damn, it's a very, very distinctly different image, but I love it. It's great.
See, now I'm curious. What are you picturing, or what were you originally picturing when I said gnoll?
I was picturing like something the size of a gnome, but like crossed with an armadillo. I
That
don't
is
know
definitely
why.
not a gnoll.
But
No.
like I never heard I've never encountered the creatures in my D&D time, so I was like,
They're hyena men.
Oh, okay, because I thought it was like a gnome crossed with a potato.
No. They're hyena men. They're
Cool.
beast men.
Man.
Yep, they are.
I mean, again, absolutely fine. I have no problems with this. It's just I didn't know what these looked like in my head, and based on how our DM is describing them, I clearly had the wrong image, so I needed to fix that.
That's fair. But yeah, now that you realize like these like massive hands like grab your arm and just pull you to the side to get the measurements, it's like, oh god.
I mean, I'm perfectly fine with this. I signed up for being manhandled by tailors. This isn't a problem.
But after about 10-20 minutes, they've gotten all the measurements for everyone, gotten notes written down for all of that. And the one, it's like, So, what pieces you need? You need jacket, you need boot, glove.
I think jacket is very important. I think boots are very important. That being said, I think jackets, I think it's the first thing we should get.
Jacket and boots are priority, followed by gloves and
Probably pants of some sort,
And-
probably a hat.
yeah.
So definitely some kind of headgear, although I think it's going to vary on all of us.
And like as they were doing measurements, they were doing like full measurements because they basically at that point by that point been informed like we're making winter clothes.
Yeah. Things like scarves and stuff we could probably procure
elsewhere.
elsewhere.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
imagine they also have it.
But
Wool
yeah.
is warm, even when wet.
Yep.
So
Yeah, priority would be jackets and boots, just because of the nature of the hide.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably say hat, gloves, and pants are probably last, just because we all have various forms of armor and protection there anyways. So like
some of us are more covered than others.
yes.
Okay. And the gnoll's kind of like,
And socks. We're going to need a good pair of socks.
We're not getting them made out of Kane's
No,
gonna
we'll
work
not
at
have
Theo.
it all there.
This is
We're
not being
wearing
made out of the
Annabelle
bear.
socks. We'll find wool socks somewhere.
and so they're like grabs the thing, like kind of looking through, figuring out how to. Cost 30 GP all.
30 GP for all.
And Kay is just gonna casually just reach into his pocket, pull out the coins.
Why do you all
Right.
have so much more money than me?
Because you
It-
spent it all on spell scrolls?
You
No,
did.
diamonds. And yeah,
Diamonds and
diamonds,
spell scrolls, because
diamonds.
Liam's tiny hut you bought.
I also bought Liam's tiny hut. It was an investment.
And it's one that you've used quite well.
Yes.
Imagine what would have happened if Gaunt had shown up while you were sleeping and just like,
God.
there's no dome
There's
here.
no
I'm gonna
giant-
just drop this acid right on top of all of them.
Just eat us.
Or Theo's lovely encounter where you're on your watch and then you just see the creature's like dragging its claws down this outside of your dome.
Fucking
Or the asshole bird.
Tabarats.
The asshole
Imagine
bird.
the asshole bird just landing on top of you and going da 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 and then flying away.
I understand your point, but still.
It was a very well worth investment. But anyways, Theo's like, we do good. Come back, 4 days, we be ready.
Cool.
I like these guys.
And like as you're heading, you see
Once you
the
get past the teeth and the drooling of the teeth and the claws, yes, I agree.
Kay is just gonna casually turn to Theo and go, "They are beautiful. I don't know what you're talking
I did not
about."
say that they were.
You
saying that
were judging them based on their appearance.
I'm just saying
And
that
then
fangs are a little off-putting at first. When you're used to fangs going for your neck, that's all.
Kay's a little ashamed of Theo right at this moment. Kay's gonna go back out front and take the rental cart back to the hotel.
Alrighty. Is the party joining Kay for taking that back, or is there other place the party was wanting to head to?
Okay, going to the Queen's Lodge.
Currently, yes, because we still have a storage unit at the Queen's Lodge full of all the dragon's bones.
I'll help out for a bit, but then I do want to end up at O'Reilly's to try and, I don't know, be around when hunters are there.
Me
Okay.
as well.
Plus, that's where I think I'm going to sleep
Lodge
tonight.
for 2 weeks, so I'm going back there.
I'm assuming O'Reilly's is cheaper than the Queen's Lodge.
Yes.
Perfect.
I also can't afford the Queen's Lodge, so.
I have 55 gold left.
Huh?
I have 55 gold left, so I need to...
Yeah, I have 60, so.
This is probably that moment when Syl and I have more money than the two of you combined. Oh, this is good.
Well, we know that Syl has more money than I think the rest of the party combined.
Yes, well
At least I did before I just bought a ton of shit.
That's fair, because you were also buying the armor.
Yes, that's going to be the big expense that I was making sure I never went over using.
Yup. Syl's about to be broke again.
But no, on the way back.
Broke, I'm still going to have a couple hundred gold left.
On the way back to the
Queen's Lodge?
Queen's Lodge. Gonna talk. Kay's gonna talk to Syl about like what we need with the dragon bone, because obviously there's literally too much of it to go with to take with us. So we need to figure out what to do with it, and like just like shoot the shit with the rest of the party about general ideas. Because Syl mentioned we could turn it into dragonwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the dragonwood, I just need the dust, so that would be much easier to store, so we could get it ground out, put in some barrels, sent back to Amarodel. That wouldn't take much space.
And there's some parts of the dragon that I want, like the larger, like if there's any like really cool looking defined bones, like if the rib cage is more or less intact, which,
It should,
I don't know.
for the most part.
Like I'd want to keep that as like an Art Deco piece that we can clean up and yet again, have for part of our bar, just because aesthetics are great, and if we're going on the idea that it's like take the pieces of it and like spread it across the bar as this was the dragon and like that we slayed and we're like fucking bitching turn the rib cage into a chandelier, I think that'd be really cool. Actually, scratch that. We're doing that. I'm turning the ribcage into a chandelier. For
That
the
sounds
bar. But like the smaller bones or stuff like that, like all non-obnoxious sized bones, I think then we're gonna grind up, barrel it, and see if we can post that all back to Amnodel.
That sounds good to me.
Question.
Answer.
we capable of grinding and that ourselves, or do we have to get someone to do it for us?
You do not have a portable mill, so I'm assuming that you'd have to get someone else to grind that down for you.
Hey, I needed to ask.
I mean, you could try and do it, I guess, with a mortar and pestle, but it'll probably take a while.
Yeah, you could do it yourself over the course of the next several months.
Well, I mean, we're here for like what, a week, maybe 2, maybe a bit longer. Who knows?
At least a
I
week.
don't know. That's up to the party.
Well, if a couple of you want to deal with that tomorrow, and then me and one of you, we could go talk to in my notes, talk to Batamir. That was the reason we came here.
Yeah, the whole reason you came here was to talk to Batamir, but then you murdered a dragon on the way.
I wasn't worried about having a shopping day, but yes, I want to go talk to Batamir. But he might have something he wants us to do in return, so I'd rather not go alone. That way, someone can help judge if we can do whatever he wants.
Hay's actively gonna look at Syl and be like, "That sounds like a Theo problem."
Okay, Theo's coming with me,
And then I realize Kay will have the epiphany that he hasn't realized what to do. Where he needs to take the dragon heart, which is probably the store that everybody else went to for shenanigans and magical things. I assume. Yes.
That sounds like
Possibly.
the alchemy shop, yeah.
So I'm gonna get my friends to draw on my map where the alchemy shop is, and then once I've returned the cart, I'm going to take the dragon's internals, pretty much the heart, because fuck the rest of it, that can stay, and animals can eat the rest of the dragon. But the heart is important and gigantic, and I'm gonna take that over to the alchemy shop to get potions of dragon breath.
Alrighty. Before you take that over to the alchemy shop as well, Anna, you had originally asked about
A bounty.
the bounty for God.
Right. I did.
Did you forget?
I forgot what happened when I asked the guard about, like, hey, we just killed this thing for you.
He said to come and talk to them tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
It is tomorrow.
I'm gonna go talk
when
to
you
the
got
guard.
into town.
Whoops.
let's come grab us at the Queen's
Lodge.
Lodge, or send for us or something. I can stay at the Queen's Lodge for the rest of the day and see when they show up, or at least go ask them, see if they've looked for us.
Question: is the guard's outpost is it on the way to the alchemy shop, or is the alchemy shop on the way to it?
Neither.
Damn it. Okay, so I'm out with going to the guard post because I can't make it efficiently. Not that I know what that sounds like.
You gonna go check in on the bounty, Anna?
Yeah, I can go check it out.
Okay.
I'll go with that. I have nothing else to do today.
Okay. So you head into the guard outpost, and Anna, you know where it is because you had seen it when you had been at the teleport circle. And as you walk in, you see a stout, green-skinned half-orc male sitting behind the counter. He's wearing a simple chain shirt with red-colored links on the chest and the symbol of an eagle. And as you walk in, he's like, "What can I help you with?"
What's the eagle for?
The eagle is the symbol of... Oh, where's his name? I have his name here somewhere.
A sea of names.
In the sea of other notes. It is the symbol of House Corvain.
Oh, are you part of House Corvain?
No, House Corvain owns the city.
Oh. So you're like a guard that works for House Corvin.
I'm the guard captain, yes.
Ooh. Do all guard captains have to get an eagle tattooed on their chest?
And he looks at you very strangely, and he looks down at like the chain shirt he's wearing, and is just like, "That's not a tattoo."
Are you sure?
Positive.
Does the chain scale match his gray skin?
No, like he's wearing like a chain shirt, and the links where like on this chain shirt are a different color for where the eagle symbol is.
I'm just trying to figure out how a tattoo and chain.
I have no idea how Sylvania is getting a tattoo out of this.
Some people see skin, she sees a tattoo.
I thought
My
it
name?
was behind the chains, and that was what was changing the color.
No.
Um,
Anyways, what can I help you with?
My name's Anna. This is Sylvania, and we are part of the team that took down the wretched dragon Gaunt yesterday, and we were looking into the bounty.
Oh yes, you were the ones who dragged in Gaunt's scaly ass. Good job. Been needing to get to that pest dealt with for a while. But
Happy
alas,
to help, sir.
not a whole lot of people want to do dragon hunting these days. Can't say I blame them. Even the young ones are nasty. As to the bounty, there's 500 gold for slaying the dragon in exchange for the heart. And then, of course, you have free reign over whatever you can haul from his lair.
I thought, Kate, don't sell the heart.
Kay's going to be like, what?
We need the heart as proof. Oh my god. Don't give it away. Don't lick it. Don't do anything to the heart.
Kay's gonna be like, so come to guard outpost, question mark?
Yes, please.
Kay's going to, like, outside alchemist shops, gonna be like, well, fine.
That's
Okay,
such an
good.
evil queen move. I require the dragon heart.
But
you
Kay's
want the
gonna be
heart
like,
for?
Kay's just gonna, like, casually wander over to the guard outpost, I guess.
Heart's on his way.
What do you need the heart for?
Well, the heart can be used in an alchemical reagent. The bounty is worth more than the heart technically is, but it's the price of the heart as well as the inconvenience the dragon causes.
Ah, so you are going to use it for reagents. Brilliant, because I didn't have any use for it, and I was really sad if it was going to go to waste.
Oh no, it'll definitely be used. Yeah,
I thought you just wanted it as, like, proof of killing it, and I was sitting there, I was like, well, didn't the fact that we brought it into town prove that we killed it? But, yeah, the heart, that works, as long as you're going to use it.
Yes, the heart will be put to use.
Hey,
Yeah, he's been
eventually walks in with heart.
And- how's the walk, Kay?
Sorry.
It's like, Kay's just gonna be like, sees Anna and Syl, and is gonna be like, you look like the person that wants this, and just puts it on their desk.
It's like, thank you, and he like picks it up off of the like paper that you had set it on, and he goes and he opens up a chest and he places it inside the chest and closes
So
that up.
juicy.
Probably.
Ugh.
And he's kind of like looking at the paper and just kind of like takes it and just like sets it off to the edge of his desk.
Let's be clear, I took this across town, okay?
You
And
can
you
find your
didn't
way
lick it.
back. You just follow the blood drip trail.
Yes, and he hands over a pouch that has the 500 gold in it. It's like, this is the bounty for slaying the dragon, and as mentioned, whatever loot you can procure from the lair is yours.
Right, we got some misinformation. Two guards gave us two different locations about where that lair might be. Could you clarify that for us?
Well, we don't know exactly where the lair is. There's a few people in town who've claimed to see him entering the lake, but we've not sent out a formal hunting party at this point. We've investigated the claims. There's a hunter, Jobias. He's spent his afternoons over at O'Reilly's. He's probably worthwhile chatting with him. He's one of the people who's claimed he's seen it.
Tobias, thank you. Over at O'Reilly's. Great. One other question for you, sir. Since we are seasoned hunters, the best at what we do, we think we might be going north for a bit. Is there any bounties to be claiming of creatures up north?
Nothing that's coming out of this town, unfortunately.
All right. Well, thank you.
If you're heading north, how far north are you heading?
All the way to Froshier Mountains.
What she said.
It'd be worthwhile stopping in at Dorisk. See if they've got anything.
Doris.
I think we were planning to head to Dorisk.
We were.
For bounty info. Thank you. That's very helpful.
That's
Also
the
for
largest town on the map, so...
Doris? It's the largest town on the northern part of the map, anyway.
That's what I mean.
It's the only notable town going north.
Oh, Mr. Guard Captain, sir, I have one other question.
What's that?
We actually came to town looking for a man named Batamir. Do you know who that is? And where I could find him?
I know of Batamir. I've seen him a little bit. Came to Gilanath originally at the request of Lord Caravan, but after his initial work was complete, he's kind of settled down and has been continuing his work as a philologist. He's found up over either at his home or up at the college.
At home or where?
The college.
The college?
College.
The college.
School.
College. Okay. Can you, wait, where's the college?
He's gonna pull out the map and gonna be like, I'm assuming the college is large enough to be denoted on my map of things worthwhile seeing.
Yeah, and KS,
It's gonna be like,
as he
there.
points over on the map to where it is, you realize it is right beside the Firewater, right beside Firewater Arcana, which is the place we had just been.
Brilliant!
Small town.
How have we used up most of our day at this point? We've been kind of running around town doing shenanigans. What time of...
You'd be getting probably into about early evening at this point, or probably actually late afternoon, but...
It's getting a bit late. Should probably go try to find him tomorrow. More likely to actually be at the college.
Makes sense.
Cool. So at this point then, I think I'm still gonna stay at the Queen's Lodge for tonight, just because we still have the storage unit there, so I don't want to not be there, since I'm the person that's been maintaining the storage unit. So Kay is still gonna maintain our room there for the night.
Okay.
And I do plan on finding everybody at some point and giving them... Crap, the bounty was 500, so 125 each?
Yeah.
Am I doing that right?
Yep.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
500
so...
divided by 4 is 125.
Thank you. I'm bad at math. So I assume it's just safe for us to each add that to our...
Yeah, that's easy enough to
person.
do.
Okay, so that's the intent with the money. I figured we'd all be on board with splitting it evenly.
Plus whatever's in the dragon hold.
Yeah, the problem
Which
is we
we
have
have
to
to go
find
find.
it.
We gotta find that. We've got 4 days!
Well, we have more than 4 days.
Yeah.
Your 4 days until the winter clothes are done.
Yeah.
And the only place I need to be tonight is O'Reilly's, since I'm staying there, and I maybe want to pick the ear of Tobias.
I am probably... already back at O'Reilly's because I definitely didn't go to the card house with you guys. You guys just like left the tailor's, and I went, "Oh, well, I might as well just go drink some more tea."
Anna, where are you staying tonight?
I'm staying at O'Reilly's with Theo, I think.
I was going to offer that I did rent a room for like 2 weeks,
Oh,
and usually we share. So
that's true. Well, let me do some recon over at O'Reilly's, and then I'll take you up on the room at the Queen's Lodge.
all right. Did I get 2 keys by chance?
No, you have to request for more keys. You explicitly asked for a room just for yourself for the first night.
True. Okay. So when I'm going to head back to the Queen's Lodge at this point, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to go up to the guy at the front desk and be like, "Hi, you recall my Verdan friend that came with me yesterday?
Ah, yes. What can I help you with?
She's sharing a room with me, so when she comes, can you just give her a key?"
Ah, I can do that. That was the purple one, correct?
Correct.
Alrighty, and kind of makes a note of it. We'll have that delivered to them. Can I get their name quickly as well?
Oh, Anna.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. I'll have that set aside for her.
Thank you. And then I'm going to go up.
Okay. And as Anna heads towards O'Reilly's, that's where we're going to call a break. So we'll be back in about 10-ish minutes. If I can find the right buttons. One. Bing! We are live again! Huzzah! Alrighty.
Oh.
So Anna, you're on your way back to O'Reilly's.
Correct.
And Kay was back at Queen's Lodge, as was Sylvania, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So Anna, as you arrive at at O'Reilly's again, you see Octavia still behind the counter and just trucking away, and you can see Theo sitting there, just doodling a little bit and sipping on some tea.
Are there other people in the tavern?
Yeah, there's a handful of other people in the tavern at the moment. There's a group that is off in the corner just chatting amongst each other, or chatting amongst themselves and drinking. And roll me a perception check.
Perception starts with per. It's a 10.
There's a group of
Painfully
people in the back corner chatting with each other.
All right, cool. I'm gonna clear my throat and step into the tavern and say, "Tobias, your next drink's on me. Come to the bar." And then walk over to Octavia.
Octavia gives you a very strange look, and she's like, "Who's Tobias?"
I don't know. I'm assuming he's coming. Oh, look, is anyone coming to the bar?
No one's coming to the bar. Everyone looked over and like, what? Just like turned back and.
I was really banking on Tobias being there.
And she's like, "You mean Jobias?"
Maybe? Oh, I wrote Tobias here.
I know you did. That wasn't the name.
A little hook onto that T there turns it easily into a J. Oops.
Yeah, when I heard you say, like, okay, Tobias, I was like, I'm not going to correct that.
Octavia, do you know if Joe Bias is here?
She kind of like looks up and looks around. She's like, doesn't look like it at the moment, but he's usually in it. And then like you hear like the door clatter open. She's like, speak of the devil, you shall up here. Joe Bias, you've got some friends over here at the counter. And he kind of like looks over. It's like, do they come with booze? And she kind of looks back to you and, yeah. And Joe Bias heads on over and he kind of like turns to the other few people that he was with. He's like, I'll be over in a bit. But he comes and he sits down beside you at the counter. It's like, yeah, so, I don't owe you money, do I?
Aware of, but I owe you a drink.
I'm okay with this. And so he kind of like relaxes a little bit and grabs a tankard that O'Reilly puts down in front of him. It's like, to new friends, and he holds out the tankard to you to like clink against whatever you're drinking.
I'm gonna borrow not Jamie. Sorry, I'm gonna borrow Theo's tea that I presume he's drinking, and
You
give
just
a little,
take someone else's tea and clink.
and then give it back to Theo. Thanks, Theo.
What? But Jabaz is like, it's like, so, what seems, God, what's the reason for calling me out?
Well, I hear word on the street is you're the man in the know. You know the forest, the creatures, the bounties, the happenings of this land. Everyone talks you up like you're some kind of, big shot.
And he looks back over to Octavia's like, how much has she had to drink?
Oh, no.
And it's like, turns back to you, it's like, so why are you really calling me out? Like, I'm a hunter. I hunt things. It's what I do. I'm definitely not in the know of all the undergoings on of the town. I explicitly keep myself clear. Right, Octavia? And she's like, uh-huh.
See, I see my attempts to butter you up have failed.
God, it's all good. What's up?
I'm broke. I'm very broke. I want to know about bounties.
Any bounty in particular? Like, you think that the guard outpost would be a better place to check for bounties, or maybe even the job board? Like, if you're coming on to me for money, I'm sorry, but I don't got any for you.
No. I just want to have a chat with a fellow hunter. I took down a gaunt with Theo here and a couple other buddies just the other day.
Did you now?
That's right. And I want to continue keeping my skills honed, if you know what I mean.
I don't.
That's okay, me neither.
I'm not a dragon hunter. I've seen Got before. Saw him coming up out of the lakes, and believe me, I hightailed it the fuck out of there. It's like that's a bit too big a fish for me to want to fry.
Anna, ask where he saw him come out of the lake.
Right, that's why I wanted to know where Tobias was. I had the lake here, and I was like, what a stupid no, and I'm going to cross that out. Thanks, Syl. I couldn't even remember why we wanted this guy. So, where did you see,
So you're just like accosting him for random information. It's like, what can you tell me about? I don't know something.
What? Yeah, I'm never gonna cross out my notes again, even if I don't understand them. Him. Yeah. Where abouts did you find him?
I saw him coming up out of the northern ridge of the lake. We were up there hunting boars at the time, and heard the splash. Looked over and just watched Gaunt come raising up out of the water. Nearly to say I shit my britches and ran the fuck away.
Fair enough. It's not the lake monster you want to see. Wow. Well, I'm glad you and yours survived, and rest assured, he is properly dealt with.
Oh, it's good to hear. Maybe it'll, might be worthwhile taking a trip up there, seeing if anything got left behind.
I would know nothing about that. One more drink for you. What are you drinking?
Just ale's good for me.
Octavia, can I get 2 ales here, please?
Sure, just brings them over and sets them down. 3 silver.
3 silver. Done and done.
Takes the coins, leaves the tankards, and
Remove. Bam. All right. Thank you very kindly, Joe Bias, if that is your real name.
I'm pretty sure it is. I've had it since birth.
Okay. Have a good night. So I'm gonna saunter out of O'Reilly's.
Are you saying anything to Theo before you bugger off?
Have a good night.
You're just leaving Theo behind now.
Yeah. We'll reconvene in the morning.
Alrighty. So as you head out of the tavern after randomly probing for unknown information from Tobias.
And offering Tobias a drink.
And offering Tobias a drink, yes. You make your way back to the Queen's Lodge, and as you enter, it's like, young lady, your friend Sylvania has left a key for you here, and passes down a key.
Thank you.
Just down the hall, up the stairs, and then third door on the left.
Third door on the left. Yes, I can do that. Thank you. I will follow those exact instructions.
And you find the room easy enough. Sylvania, are you in the room?
Yes.
Doing what? Also, have you
Probably
reassembled
working
dog?
on dog. What?
I was about to say, like, have you reassembled dog?
I reassembled dog before we came into town because we needed dog to pull the cart.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Hi, Sil.
Hi. I like look up from like a small little explosion of an experiment I was working on.
That's probably safe.
Oh, this totally is not safe. If I knew you were coming in right now, I would not have done that.
Huh. Well, that's okay. I'm gonna hide in the bed. Is it obvious which one Sil's not using?
Yes, there's several beds that are unused.
Oh, I assumed it was just like a 2-bedroom.
Nope, the Queen's Lodge has several beds per room.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna take the farthest one from your experiment. Have fun.
I'm just like in the middle of the room, and I'm like, okay.
More kerosene.
It needs more explosion.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
probably
that's like a very disappointing explosion. It should have blown up the table. I do not know how to make
I don't know this is happening.
Yes.
Yeah, Kay is
We'll
in his
figure
room.
it out. I will breathe fire before this is over.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
What has brought that on?
Academic curiosity?
Okay. Have a good night.
Academic curiosity. So what do I do? Breathe fire.
Fair.
See, now my mind just goes back to, what's his name from Big Hero 6?
Baymax?
No, the guy who was, like...
Hippie guy?
Yeah, the hippie guy who was at the school, but not actually part of the school,
Right.
and he wanted to be in the
Right.
dragon suit.
Fred's Angels. Yeah, I remember that guy.
Fred is great. He's clearly the lifeblood and the glue of that group. Anyways, that's not important.
Yep. So is there anything else people want to get done before night falls?
I think I was supposed to go back to pick up my stuff tonight.
Correct.
So I'd like to do that. I don't know if he gave me a specific time that I
He did not, but
should-
he said come back in the evening, and it is currently evening.
Well, sounds like time to go back. And I like clean up my little mess, and I look at Anna, and I'm like, well, just so you know, bathroom's in there. All like point out all the interesting things because I got the expensive room, and I'm like, and I should be back within an hour. If I'm not, light everything on fire, and I was never here.
Okay.
I'm also going to assume, for purposes of sanity, because I maintained keeping the room, Theo's just gonna stay crashed here for the night, because I'm just paying for it, and it has multiple beds anyways.
Fair. So with Kay paying for the room, Theo will not
How many beds are in my room?
technically enough for all the
More
entire
than
party.
2.
Okay, party, you're all invited to my room. I had my
Party!
own night. Now there's just enough space for everyone.
But
Yeah, there's like 5 beds in these rooms.
That's fine. Kay's gonna keep his own bed, one, because he's a little bit scared of sleeping in the same room with Syl. And
Can't
two-
imagine why.
And 2, because he's gotten comfortable in his room. Because he slept there last night, so probably.
I paid
fine
for this room for 2 weeks, so
Yeah,
2 years.
That's fair. After tonight, we might just all jump into your room, but for tonight, I actually don't remember. Did we both pay for 2 weeks, or did just you pay for 2 weeks?
I just paid because you.
So
the
I
rest
paid for
of
2 weeks.
were
You
like-
paid for 2 nights initially, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, because the rest of you were like, yeah, only like a couple nights, and then try to find somewhere cheaper.
Yeah.
Well, we might just
But I
all
was like,
crowd into
I
your room
am
then.
exhausted and have money. Just give me a nice room.
They give me the biggest room you got, and I'm sleeping in there.
Pushing all the beds together into one turbo bed.
Oh yeah, 2 of those beds are definitely together in a turbo bed.
Nice.
And I just imagine Sylvania laying like mostly on one bed, and just like the foot is across on the other bed. It's like just what I needed.
Oh, and dog is using up a 3rd bed.
Nice.
See, that's the thing that baffles me though. As a gnome, I don't see a combination. You'd have to like actively be not using half of one of the beds. Like you'd have to intentionally be sleeping on the crack between the beds.
See, but the thing is, you say that as if the gnome sleeping on the bed, like on a single bed, isn't only taking up half of the bed.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's half of the like combination bed. It's like so small.
You underestimated how much I toss and turn.
I
Those
know.
dog nightmares. Oh no.
I would never estimate how someone tosses and turns in the night, because no, I don't sleep like a normal human being, I swear. Anyways, we're crashing.
Yep. Sylvania, as you head down to Backdrafts, the front door is open. The smoke is gradually filtering out.
Oh, time to cool off for the night.
And as you go in, he kind of perks up. It's like, oh yeah, we got your stuff here for you. And he goes and he pulls out a box and sets it down. You can see all these like really finely wound rings for all the joints with the half plate. And he goes and takes that and sets that down for you. It's like that should do you good, right? That's what you're looking for, correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna take like a really close look at them. Like, I put my like glasses on with the like look closer at them sort of things, and like I'm analyzing. It's like, and then like I quickly look through the rest of them, and I'm like, yes, this will do perfectly.
Great. And then pulls out a small pouch and pulls off the top of the cloth, and it's like, you've got the 4 rings with the dragon head emblazoned on the top of all of them.
Brilliant, brilliant. They look amazing. So, what do I owe you?
And because you are doing just the flat price for the half plate, but going with you're using the pieces, that is, where's my general armor?
The half plate, $750.
Yeah, 750. Plus, you provided the platinum, so that would be 4 rings. So 770 gold for the whole thing. That's for all 4 rings crafted for you, and each of those rings are worth 50 plat.
Okay, so you said 760?
770.
770.
Yeah.
Okay, so I count out the 770 for him. I hand him the 770, and then I take 3 platinum pieces and put them in a little envelope that has the information for like our place and like my name and stuff, and it's like, I hope to do business with you again in the future.
And he takes the envelope and like, feel is mutual. We'll do more work.
And I'm going to take my stuff and head home, and hopefully not keep Anna up too long while I put together the rest of my half plate.
Roll me a. I guess it'd be D20 plus proficiency for your blacksmith tools.
Actually, I should have tools in my sheet. I'm rolling carpenter's tools, but the thing will be the same.
Yeah. And does that carpenter's tools include your proficiency?
Yes.
Spiffy. So it takes a couple hours for you. Like you already made most of the pieces of the half plate. You just need that one last piece. But it still takes a couple hours to get them wound in. You kind of misjudged maybe a little bit on the holes, but so you widen the holes just a little bit, just enough to be able to get the core going through correctly. But you get your half plate made and take a couple hours. But by this point, does Anna snore? No.
Not that I know of.
Anna's doesn't seem to be awakened by your work.
And then I get so excited when it's done. I go, time to try it on, and then like I press some things and just suddenly conk. 7. I'm just like conk.
Yeah, I think Anna would probably wake up, but then just go back to bed.
Get up, look over, see Sylvania. That's
It's fine. I don't have to burn things now.
It's like I'm just looking at my armor, like I slip my helmet up, and I'm like, brilliant. Everything is perfect. I can barely feel that I'm wearing it, and for some reason I'm about 6 inches taller. But that's okay.
Did you make stiletto boots?
The armor was designed for before I shrink.
Yeah, see, it's just like up in your shoulders a little, like, huh.
Just like looking at him, like, well, I just put some adjustments in here, and yeah, now I'm just 6 inches taller when I wear this armor. Makes me more intimidating.
Alrighty. So as night falls and everyone sleeps and gets their full night's rest, the next morning rises, and what were people looking to do?
I'm off to see the wizard.
No, Oz is somewhere else.
I am dragging, so pretty much like first bird or whatever I hear in the morning, I am up, and like, is Theo in my room or in Kay's room?
Theo's in my room.
Okay, so like first sound I hear, suddenly just like I'm up and I'm banging on Kay's door, just bang 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 bang, bang. Theo, bang 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 bang, bang. Theo, bang 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 bang, bang.
Theo begrudgingly wakes up and, yes, Syl? What?
It's time to go.
Go where?
College.
Right. Alright, just give me a moment. And then Theo will, I presume, just suit up and take off.
So very much imagines like college. It's like, but I finished college already.
As Theo's like getting ready, I run downstairs and it's like, can I get a couple sweet buns to go?
Of course. And goes and just kind of like directs you over to a little restaurant there. And there's a tray with some sweet buns on it.
Brilliant. Do I have to pay for the sweet buns, or is it part of like complimentary breakfast?
Complimentary breakfast.
Okay. So I grab 2 sweet buns, one for me and one for Theo, and Theo comes down, I hand him the sweet bun, I'm like, let's go!
Instantly better, thank you. Theo will
They are good
demolish
sweet
that.
buns.
Yeah.
And so you head up, you head north towards the college, and as you arrive at the college, you pass by the Firewater Arcana as you're getting up to the school, and you see that it's actually connected to like the main campus.
I was talking to yesterday.
Pardon?
The shop, does it have windows that I can see the person that I bought a bunch of stuff from yesterday?
Yeah.
I give like a wave as I go past, like, hi!
Theo just runs after Syl.
Yeah, I imagine it's like, so for every like 1 step Theo takes, Sylvania is taking 4, but Sylvania's 4 steps are like 5 times as fast as Theo's. It's like, still, it's like, got it a little faster.
Kay's going to pack up the shit that's left in my room, move it all over to Syl's room, and then formally check out of my room.
Okay.
Because we've established that we're all just hanging out in Syl's fancy room for now because she has it rented for 2 weeks. We're likely planning on being around, relatively speaking.
Okay.
And then Kay's gonna go find a miller or a person of whom has a setup to grind all of the tiny bones that don't look cool or are part of a grandiose set for Dragon Bone.
Okay. Easy enough to do. Taking a look at how much, like, so you're trying to keep the big dragon, like the big dragon bones, like
So,
bones, like the arms.
most
all that kind of stuff.
notably, the wings, because that span looks cool, and the tail, which is a separate item in my inventory, which I need to deal with today, and the rib cage, I think, are pretty much the main ones, because then we have the dragon head, so you can still do some cool shit with it artistically, but like the arm stuff, the leg stuff, the rest of that is just gonna get ground, put in barrels, and yeeted to Amnodel.
Okay.
Well, all of it's going to get yeeted to Amnodel, but by the time we're done. But grinding just all the small stuff like the finger digits, stuff like that, excluding claws, because everyone in the group wants the claw, apparently.
Okay. That probably costs probably about 10 gold to get all that ground up.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right. So the only part of the thing I haven't dealt with at this point is the tail.
Yep.
Kay's gonna turn to Anna and go, do you know anything about dragon tails? Dragon tails.
What do I know about dragon tails?
You could roll me a nature check or an arcana check to see what you know about dragon tails.
Nature 9. Just.
I think they help with dragon's balance.
Let's roll. Kay's gonna roll too because he asks, and maybe he asked a rhetorical question. He asked a rhetorical question. DM, what does Kay know about dragon tail?
Well, they help out with dragon's balance. It's like, so Anna's not wrong, but looking at as far as like alchemical components or anything like that, not a whole lot. The tail itself tends to the joint bones in there tend to be, or not the joint, the cartilage between the bones. Tends to make for a very flammable material.
Okay.
The bones themselves is nothing excessively important. Those could be ground up. The one thing that is of value is... Oh, shoot, what was it? Where's the tail?
That moment when I'm like, what do you know about dragon tails, Anna? Oh, well, let me tell you, you're wrong.
You don't know squat. Yeah, that nat 20 is awesome.
I mean, I was going through and I'm like, what of these things haven't we talked, discussed, or dealt with? Because any longer than 3 days, Kay's minor preservatory skills are probably going to fail him, so.
So when it comes to the tails, having the cartilage being abnormally flammable, which can be used in some alchemical reagents, I suppose. But aside from that, I do not remember what I had written here. I'm like looking through my notes, like I wrote down something for all pieces, and it's like I had something for tails, and now I can't find it.
I recall checking over each individual chunk to make sure I got all of the separate delineations as well.
Yeah, like I've got my list here. It's like bones, heart, tail, wings, skull with scales on, 25 pounds of dragon meat. And it's like I made like list of like all the different pieces, like and like what they are for. It's like, why can I not find it? I will have to get back to you when I can find my fucking notes.
Cool. And if all else fails, excluding whatever other special thing is, chances are, if that is the case, Kay will just separate it from the meat, separate the cartilage out, because this is stuff he can do.
Yeah.
With his survival skills, split it all out, and then he's going to make the tail. Probably, he's just going to tan it and ship it back to Amnodel to make cosmetic shenanigans for his room.
Okay.
But assuming that whatever this insert special thing here,
I had written, yeah.
like if it's like the tip of the dragon's tail, if applied to like a sword or something, applies poison damage. I don't know, but like if it's like that, obviously Kay will do something with it. But
yeah, but in the meantime,
in the meantime, he's turning it into a cosmetic, and he's gonna store the alchemical reagents for wherever. Go buy a bottle, something.
Okay.
But Kay's then outside of that, Kay's gonna ask, so where are we headed for where do we think the dragon's lair is at? Because Kay knows Anna was going to talk, but doesn't know actually where. Because
do I know, based on the map that we had that we were following, like the north ridge of the lake, I'd be able to suss out where that is, right?
Yeah.
In like the northern part of the forest there.
Well, if I move this map pin, and it'd help if I didn't open up other windows on top of it.
Okay.
So the northern tip of the lake is up there.
Yeah, so I can, I'll like convey that to Kay, be like, I don't have an exact location, but I know, Jobias saw it, or Jobias saw it at the northern
Adding all
ridge,
sorts of different letters in here now.
So from what we know,
might be underwater.
Well, from what we know, DM, how long-ish would it take to get to that ridge of the lake?
By land, it would probably be a couple of days' journey.
If we rent a boat?
boat, you
So
could
I'm
do it
assuming
in
that's the thing you
one.
can do. Cool.
Rent a boat.
So Kay's like, do you want to go investigate renting a boat for a couple days? Question mark.
You betcha.
So as you two do that, Sylvania and Theo, you're heading up to the school, and you pass by Firewater Arcana, and you arrive at the front doors of the college. What is your plan?
Does it seem to have like a directory or something that like says like where each like professor's office is, like that sort of thing?
No, it does not.
No. Very well. Is there anyone around that looks important?
There's a couple people that look professory.
I will walk up to them and be like, "Good morning. I am looking for a Batamir."
And the one looks at you like, I don't recall seeing you around here before.
Probably because you haven't seen me around here before, but I am looking for Batamir. I've been sent by his esteemed colleague in Aminodel.
You could probably find Batamir over in the library. He's usually got his nose in a book there.
Can you give me like information on what I'm looking for? Color, hair,
None.
height? Oh, no hair. Perfect.
Human, big square glasses, pretty hard to miss.
Hard to miss. Got it. To the library.
And you head down the hall to the library, and as you enter in, you see there's quite a number of people in here studying. As soon as you walk in, the librarian at the counter just kind of perks up and looks and hears as you clink, 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 clink. Because I assume you're wearing your armor at the moment.
Yes.
And she just like you. And then just like just glares at you as you're like standing there, just like.
I kind of like look at her, and I'm sitting there, just like, huh. Turn to the rest of the room. I'm looking for a Batamir.
I want you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm imagining there's gonna get a book whooped at your face.
Let's see what this roll is.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time clicking because I'm laughing. 20.
Nice.
And sure enough, she grabs a nice thick book off the counter. Let's see what her.
Just whips it.
She not talking 20 that. So she like as you like turn and just as you start to yell, she grabs the book off the counter and just whips it at your head. You are going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as she whips this book at your head.
Librarians, they're very serious about being quiet.
Talk about hitting the book, say Syl. And Theo's gonna help Syl up.
Well, I'm just kind of like, it hit my helmet.
Oh, fair enough. You do have a helmet. That's right.
And I just look at the librarian and I'm like, what kind of place of learning do you have here where you can't even talk and look for your esteemed colleagues?
And as you're like starting to raise your voice, she's picking up another book. Just like getting an arm ready.
I raise my shield. I'm just like,
Syl, why don't I look for the bald man with the square glasses and bring him here?
but this library could use improvements like discussion and group projects.
I hate group projects. I suppose.
Everything worth learning is worth learning loudly.
Can Theo see? That's good. Can Theo see the man of the hour? Just a glimpse.
Roll me a perception check.
Around.
I did just yell for him.
It's true. Theo's got a 14.
You do spot a glistening bald head off at one of the tables.
Does he know? Does it look like he's noticed us?
Everyone in the library has noticed you at this
Can I
point.
kind of just like try and point and be like, see if he.
Like he kind of like flips up the little like magnifying glass that he had like over his one lens and just, like grabs a couple books into his arm and stands up and walks over. It's like, yes. What do you need?
Baltimore, we traveled all the way from
Theo's gonna try and like hush Syl and be like, perhaps we can discuss this outside.
And the librarian's just like,
Sorry, we're going. Happy studies. Yeah, we'll just step outside the library so Syl can do her thing without
As I
books.
walk out, oh nah, I shouldn't do that. Never mind.
it's just like looking. It's like, good evening, morning. Oh dear, what time it is? I'm not quite sure. But trivialities. What can I do for you?
I pull out the blueprint. Your esteemed colleague in Amarodel said you may be able to help me read this.
And he takes the blueprint and looks at it. It's like, interesting. Not that different from what I found. Curious. Similar but different. Still in the ruins, though. Can't be a coincidence. No, definitely not. Where did you get this?
I got it from my journeyman. I am a fifth year apprentice under the Craftsman's Guild from Elrash. And he sent me to figure out this blueprint because it was found in what was believed to be a Cyclops' lair, and we believe it might be quite useful.
A Cyclops' lair. That's interesting. Weird. Do you know where the Cyclops would have gotten it?
He had a bunch of dead people around, so probably one of those.
I wonder where they would have gotten it. Interesting. Well, what do you know of these blueprints already?
Let me go to my notes. Like, I start, like, rifling through my notes as I'm like, oh yes, okay. So, the most important piece of information I have gotten so far is that to make what this makes work, I need a group of people with no sense of self-preservation to turn it on.
Okay, what about the blueprint itself?
The blueprint itself, I believe this is one piece of many, and I'm hoping that if you can help translate, you can help me find where the other pieces are, because they're supposed to go like one on top of another to get the whole blueprint.
Yes, that makes sense.
I also know that I require a Damascal crystal, an Elder Spire spine, and Vacadris bone powder.
Interesting.
That was the little bit I was able to get translated from a friend I found in another dimension, realm, plane.
Another dimension, you say? Most curious. Do tell me, what was that like, being in another dimension?
Gray.
Very gray.
Gray. Interesting.
Also, time was weird. We were there for like 2 weeks, and it was actually 7 months.
Oh dear, that seems like a terrible waste of time.
Yes.
It's always better when it's the other way. You spend 7 months in a place, then you come back and it's only been 2 weeks. Those are great vacations. But anyways, so the origin of these blueprints themselves is old, probably a few thousand years range at least. At least that's the last point I was able to track this runic script still used. And it's an ancient runic version of Abyssal, replaced, forgotten, replaced again, and forgotten again countless times over as millennia have passed. I had begun to translate some of it, though so much is still missing. Symbols I have yet to decipher, entire tomes of nigh unreadable. Even with the aid of the Grand Librarian, so much of it remains a mystery to me. I do really wish I could help more, but my latest acquisition of information was stolen by that big, skilly bastard that's been terrorizing the road. I was barely saving my life.
Dragon.
Yeah, yes, the dragon.
We
Gaunt,
killed
I
the
think his
dragon.
name was. You killed it.
The big
Yes.
box.
Well, Blobby, that's great news. Unfortunately, that still doesn't get me my books back.
However,
Don't
we
suppose
were
you found his
looking at
lair.
we were looking at doing an expedition to his lair.
Do you know where it
You
is?
would- we have one of my friends is looking into that at the moment. We're following the clues of the sightings and whatnot.
Ah, brilliant, brilliant. If you do find it, my wagon and my tomes and my notes are probably in with it. It's stashed somewhere in his lair. If you can locate and bring those back to me, I should be able to be of more use, and may have a similar blueprint that you'd be able to use.
That sounds like the next step to solving this, then, because you seem confident that you can actually get something, which is more than most folks have gotten me. Even going to the esteemed highest of the dwarves, I've got very little.
Well, this definitely isn't dwarven nature, so they probably wouldn't care a whole lot about it regardless.
Well, they're great craftspeople.
True, but if you present someone with a great thing that they cannot craft, no matter how great of a craftsman they are, they aren't going to be inclined to care.
But I care, and I can't craft it yet.
Yes, but you're trying to find all the pieces. It'd be like if I were to present you a book, and in that book, I have 500 pages. But out of all those 500 pages, there are 3 that actually have writing on them, in various pages. They make no sense reading them, but why would someone who's like in love with literature want to read 3 pages that don't make sense?
Because there's a mystery there. Something to be solved.
Assuming that it can be solved, of course.
Everything can be solved if you put enough work into it.
I might be disinclined to agree with you on that, but that is neither this nor that. But yes, if you can find my book amongst his hoard, that would be of great use. It contains all my notes that I had made from the last trip to the Grand Library, so it is definitely going to be of great use to me if I can obtain those once more.
To help us get your books, would I be able to ask a singular favor of you?
That depends on what that favor is.
Either access to water-breathing potions or the recipe to make them.
I know neither.
Or point us in the direction where we could get those.
I believe that the shop down the Firewater Alchemy or Firewater Arcana has water-breathing potions, but I don't know if they give you the recipe for them.
Well, it's time to go have a chat with them. Do you have any other useful information for this, or is it just get you your book at this point?
At this point, it'd be to get me my book. Memory's going a little bit, so I have to write everything down. And, losing my book, I've lost most of what I had learned while at the Grand Library. So that's a bit of a pickle.
Oh, that's very fair. Would you like to keep that copy? I have many.
Well, yes, that would be quite lovely. And he takes the copy of the blueprint. He's looking it over. He's like, is there anything else you require?
A potion of water breathing so we can get in the thing, bring the stuff back. Is there anything else that we should keep an eye out for that might help you figure out this even more?
I suppose if you come across any more ancient tomes, those would be of great help.
Okay, so when going to the Dragon's Lair, also keep an eye out for other ancient tomes. Since apparently he likes stealing yours, maybe he steals others.
That would be the hope. And if not, maybe whatever resided in that cave before him may also have books. One can only hope.
Well, you've been quite, should we come back to find you here, or is there a better place to find you in the future?
Usually here unless I'm sleeping. I never remember I'm sleeping.
Alright, shouldn't... And I think about it for a moment, he just thought it was evening. We'll come back here, and we'll find you.
Sounds good. And he turns and he's looking at the blueprint as he walks back into the library. I think with that, we're going to call tonight's session.
I don't think that librarian likes me.
Let's imagine why, so.
Yeah, why? Why wouldn't the librarian like you?
Clang, 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 clang. Where are you at, fool? Or whatever it was you said. I like her reaction, though. That's pretty intense.
Just the book.
She was ready to do it again.
Oh, yeah. It reminds me of librarian I had back in junior high. She was not above throwing books if you wouldn't shut up.
Yeah, so Sylvania is just very much along the lines of, this is a learning space. There should be discussion and, like, it should be noisy because everyone should be, like, learning and doing things. Why the hell are you making everyone be quiet?
Fair response.
Because this isn't a lab. This is a library.
Yes, and libraries should be loud, have lots of people discussing new topics. It's a good place to congregate and learn things.
That's what coffee shops are for.
Coffee is it ruins your insight into the intellectual.
Okay.
Partially because I bounce up and down so much that I can't think.
That seems an awful lot like a you problem.
That is an issue.
I like that one. I like that statement. That is an issue.
Yep. But that being said, we're going to call it here for tonight. We'll be back next week, I believe, for Mel's campaign. And then the week after that, we're back here to continue on this one. And party gets to go try and find Gaunt Slayer. So have yourselves a good night, and I will see you all later. Bye.